until another world called his name.
They forgot him.
But legends never will.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku Got Neglected by Mother and joined League of Legends movie. Before we start, please go support Scissor717 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Deku is a male. Prologue, the beginning of everything. Izuku narrates. I know you're there watching me, observing everything I do and everything that happened to me, but you didn't do anything to stop it. You're just an observer, aren't you? You're only there to watch everything I do and without speaking. You're just another one of the crowd. You're nothing special. You only exist to observe and nothing more, since you can't even speak. How disappointing. But enough denigration towards you, you should already know that I live in a world of power, not where 89% has and 20% doesn't. Well, I was one of those 20%. So you'd better stay put and watch the story, since that's all you know how to do, right? Hahaha. We can see two green-haired people in a doctor's office. They were Izuku and Inko Midoriya, and in front of them was the doctor. Inko. Okay, doc, what is my son's quirk? Izuku. Yes, I'm already very anxious to know what my quirk is. Doc. Well, let me tell you that your son is Quirkless. Thinking K. Doc. That's right, Quirkless is a nobody, a talentless person. Inko. But how is that possible if my husband and I have quirks, not that strong, but we have them? Doc. Well, the question is this. The doc proceeded to tell us everything we already know. Izuku narrates. And that's where it all started. My mother stopped seeing me as her son. She only saw me as something she had to support out of obligation. She never spoke to me again, nor showed me any affection. Oh, and let's not forget what happened when my best friend and my classmates found out about it. My life was a complete hell from then on, but there's too much filler to tell you all that, so let's just go back to my teenage years when I was 12. We can see Katsuki choking Izuku while everyone watches. The reason he's choking him is because he's had enough of Izuku. Even though Izuku didn't have a quirk, that didn't diminish his pride. Izuku wouldn't back down. He always carried a baseball bat. If they were going to hit him, at least he'd put up a fight, right? Katsuki. Just give up, you damn Deku. Accept it. I'm better than you. Say it already. Izuku. Never, you damn screaming bitch. Katsuki began to tighten his grip, making Izuku's breathing increasingly labored, but Izuku spotted someone in the crowd with a chilling smile. The man gestured for him to look to the side, so he did, glancing out of the corner of his eye, and saw a butterfly knife. A light bulb went off in his head. Izuku. Hey Bakugo, have you ever wondered what it would be like to see with only one eye? He said it with difficulty since he was being choked. Katsuki. What do I care? Besides, what do I know about that, you damn nerd? Izuku. Well then, let's find out, bitch. Izuku took the knife and plunged it into Katsuki's eye, then yanked it out in one swift motion, causing blood to gush out and making Katsuki scream in pain. Katsuki hi damn my eyes hurt circumflex a. Izuku took advantage of the fact that everyone was distracted by Katsuki and used that opportunity to escape, going straight to his house where he had another problem. His mother, or rather, his ex-mother. So Izuku just decided to go in and see what was going on. Inko. Why are you so late, brat? Izuku. What's it to you, bitch? Inko. What did you call me, you bastard? Izuku. Didn't you hear, you piece of shit? Inko. Call me that again and you'll see. Izuku. Sorry, can you repeat that? It's just that we can barely hear you because of all the semen that got stuck in your throat, you bitch. Inko immediately lunged at Izuku, both falling to the ground. Inko tried to hit Izuku, but he dodged her attacks. However, Izuku got fed up and headbutted her, breaking her nose. Inko stepped aside to tend to her sore nose. Izuku ran off to his room, but before he left, he said something to her. Izuku. Sorry for hurting your vagina. I thought it wouldn't hurt because it's so open from all the hex you get. Now Izuku went to his room and locked the door so he wouldn't be disturbed. Inko og maldito ya vera tilde s. Ring ring. Those were the sounds of Inko's phone ringing. When she saw it was her friend, she answered. Inkod, plus or minus Halo Mitsuki Qa tilde passed plus or minus. Inko was banging on Izuku's door while yelling at him. Inko. Izuku Midoriya, open that door right now. How could you have taken out his eye, Bakugo? Open it right now, damn it. He remained like this for a few moments until the door was opened, but Izuku had a suitcase with him. Inko. What are you doing with that suitcase? Izuku. Isn't it obvious? I'm leaving. I can't stand you anymore. Izuku walked past Inko and headed for the stairs, but Inko stood in his way. Izuku. If you don't move, I won't be responsible for what happens. Inko. No, don't threaten me. You're not leaving this house until you tell me what happened, Izuku, get out of here. Izuku kicked Inko, causing her to lose her balance and fall down the stairs. Izuku, seeing what he had done, didn't care and went downstairs with his suitcase in hand, but something grabbed his foot. He fixed his gaze downwards and could see Inko, who refused to let him go. Inko. Don't think you're just going to leave like that. But he gets kicked in the face by Izuku. Izuku. You don't understand, do you? I don't want to know anything more about you, so just die already. He started kicking her all over her body until she bled, knocking her unconscious, but Izuku thought she was already dead. Izuku. You finally died, I was getting fed up with you. Izuku then left the house, leaving a dying Inko there. Izuku narrates. I found myself wandering aimlessly, I needed a job, but where to start? Izuku didn't know what to do, but a piece of paper hit him in the face. He removed it and could see what it was. 1. And tell me, Izuku, right? Izuku. Yes, that's my name, I don't have a last name. 2. Why do you want the job? At least you know who we are. Izuku. Well, the reason I want the job is because I need the money and you guys were offering a good amount. And if I remember correctly, you're KDA. What are your names? Well, I'm Ari. Ari information. Quirks. A 9-tailed kitsune and the ability to use diamond as a weapon or protection. My name is Akali. Information about Akali. Quirk. He can make 2 ninja weapons appear and disappear, which grant him powers. Evelyn said. Information from Evelyn. Quirk. He has the ability to make his fingernails turn into pure steel claws strong enough to tear through anything. And last but not least, I'm Kaisa. Information from Kaisa. Quirk. Hyper Scream gives him the ability to send sonic waves through his voice. This quirk can be activated and deactivated at will, and he decides how strong the frequency of the wave will be. Izuku. Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. As you know, my name is Izuku and I'm quirkless. Ari. Wait, you're quirkless. Izuku. If there's a problem with that. Ari. No, not at all. I'm just wondering what your life was like after that. Izuku. It wasn't very good and I don't want to talk about it. Evelyn. Well, kid, we'll think about whether you deserve to be our manager. 5 minutes had passed and the girls called Izuku again. Akali. Well, broccoli, our decision is that these. Ari contratato. Izuku. What, really? Evelyn. That's right, welcome aboard Izuku. That was the best day of my life, but that's where things got really bad. Everything was happiness and fun. The girls and I had a great connection, we got along well. Finally, I could be happy, but hahaha, that was only part of it, for my true self to emerge, a new me. It was a new day, the girls said they had something very important to do, and in recent years they've been acting very strange, but a message arrived on my phone, it was a photo, that damn photo, hahaha. And what was in that photo? Well, see for yourselves. I didn't know what to say, I was a jumble of emotions, but I managed to control myself, so I just waited for the girls. I'm not leaving without an explanation. 12:50 a.m. Izuku narrates. It's already 12:50 a.m. and there's no sign of them. Just as I was about to leave, they appeared, but they were accompanied by the same guy from the photo. Izuku. Well, it's about time you arrived. Ari. Hey Izuku, what are you doing awake at this hour? Izuku. I wonder the same thing. You know who you are, the one with the idiot face. What a disrespectful child. Why don't they tell the child to go to his room to sleep? His nap time should have been a while ago. Izuku. And why don't you go to a plastic surgeon to get rid of that idiotic face you have? Evelyn. Izuku, please calm down, he's just a friend. Izuku. But this picture here says otherwise. Showing the picture that fell onto his phone. The girls got nervous when they saw it. They didn't know what to say. Kaisa. Izuku we from? Izuku. Shut up, Kaisa, don't come at me with that nonsense. Evelyn. Hey, don't talk to Kai like that. Izuku. You're not in a good position and you know it. I can't believe you guys have fallen so low. Evelyn. Izuku, could you keep quiet if besides you? Izuku. Or else, just accept it, you and your friends are sluts. Evelyn. I said you'd shut up. Evelyn, using her quirk, was going to cut Izuku's face, but Izuku moved and ended up hitting him in the chest, which was worse. Izuku. Ugh, shit, you really did it, didn't you? Izuku was bleeding profusely, as the wound was quite serious. Evelyn, realizing what she had done, was frightened by Izuku's condition and saw her hand covered in the blood of the boy she liked. The others were also scared because they too are in love with Izuku. My note. I was reading that part and thought, damn, this shit lacked development. I'm starting to sound like those generic authors who couldn't care less about development, or like my early days as a writer on Wattpad. Oh well, I'll leave it like this, I'll work out the rest later. End of my note. Evelyn. Izuku, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, that's not what happened to me. Let me help you. She approached Izuku, but he pushed her away from him. Izuku. Stay away from me, all of you. Stay away from me now. I understand everything. You all just felt sorry for me from the beginning. Well, I'm leaving here. Izuku got up as best he could, walked past everyone, and that guy was just looking at him with a smile of pure disgust, but before Izuku could go towards the door. Izuku glanced at the guy and said a few words to him. Izuku. Hey, you dumb face, listen to me, and listen carefully, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I want you to know that one day I'll come back, and I'm coming for your bucking head, so you better watch your back because I could be around the corner, and that will be the end of you. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. You're just a little brat, what are you going to make me do to tell your mommy? Izuku. Hahaha, it's funny, you know why I killed my mother? And so you can see that I keep my word, I'm going to leave you a little reminder of this promise. The girls didn't know what to say. Did he really kill his own mother? She didn't blame him. He said he lived through hell because of his lack of talent. Izuku took out his butterfly knife, the same knife with which he had wounded Bakugo. He kept it as a beautiful memory of that day, but now he was going to use it to fulfill the promise he had made to him with an idiotic face. Izuku think fast IMBECILE a circumflex a circumflex a circumflex. Izuku threw his knife towards the guy's eye, and because of how fast the knife was moving, the guy couldn't stop it and it ended up hitting him in the eye. Causing him to fall to the floor in pain while covering his eye to stop the blood from coming out, since the imbecile pulled the knife out in one swift motion. The girls didn't know what to do. They really didn't want to help him, but if they didn't, they would have more problems. So Ari knocked him out with a blow to the head, they put a rag over his head to stop the bleeding, and they called an ambulance. But Evelyn remained motionless, only seeing her hands covered in Izuku's blood. She truly still couldn't believe it. She looked up and saw Izuku at the exit door. She wanted to do something, but nothing. Her body wouldn't move. Izuku finally left that place, but it was too late. He had already taken his car and was in a hurry. Now we can see Izuku's car overturned and completely destroyed with Izuku inside, and in the background the city burning in flames. Izuku didn't know what had happened. It all happened very quickly. Out of nowhere, an explosion occurred, affecting a part of the city in Japan, and Izuku just happened to be passing by. Izuku. Ugh, shit, am I really going to die like this? This is disappointing. I don't want to die. I want all those people who screwed me over to pay. I want to be there when they suffer. I want to be their executioner. So please, I don't want to die. Before losing consciousness, Izuku saw someone, but that person had the same terrifying smile. It was the same guy he had faced last time. Bakugo wasn't wrong. It was that guy from back then, the same one, and now he was moving towards him. But Izuku fell unconscious. But the guy approached the car and ripped off the car door like it was nothing. Oh little one, let me tell you that I've been watching you all this time, and you've shown that you're the right one to be the first test subject for this power I've created and perfected. Together you and I will change this world. Heroes and villains will know true terror. Ha 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 ha. And if you want your long-awaited revenge, I ask that you please endure all the experiments and studies I will conduct on you, so that you may be worthy of this great power. So the strange guy proceeded to carry Izuku, while the whole city burned and Izuku's car exploded. Chapter 1 What happened next? Narrator. It's been almost a year since that happened, but what has happened to the others and Inko? Well, first let's talk about Inko at the moment when Izuku left her there. Mitsuki. Inko, open the damn door. I know you're in there. Don't try to hide Izuku. He has to pay for what he did to my son. But there was no answer, no noise. Mitsuki, fed up with no one opening the door, knocked it down with her explosions, but all she saw was Inko lying on the floor with bruises all over her body. Seeing the state her friend was in, she ran towards her. Mitsuki. Inko, for God's sake, what happened to you? Who did this to you? And where's Izuku? Don't tell me it was him. Inko. Yes, it was Mitsuki. He wanted to leave the house, but I tried to stop him, but he pushed me down the stairs and ended up kicking me and took all the money I had. I don't know where Mitsuki is. Izuku is no longer sane in his head. Mitsuki. Don't worry Inko, I'm here. The police are on their way. In the distance, police sirens could be heard, indicating that he was already here. But a hero appears at the entrance, sees the scene, and misinterprets it. Mitsuki. It's good that you're here, please help my friend. Hero. Ma'am, you are under arrest for trespassing and assault. Mitsuki. This isn't what it looks like. Hero. Ma'am, I won't repeat myself. Keep your hands where I can see them. Mitsuki. Hey, this is a mistake. The one responsible for this was my friend's son, not me. AHG. Mitsuki fell to the ground from a small shock from the hero, enough to immobilize him and make him fall unconscious. The police entered the place because of the scream they heard, but they saw that the hero already had him under control. Hero. I want the lady arrested and an ambulance called for the other one quickly. Police. Understood. All units, I want you to call an ambulance and proceed with the arrest of the suspect. The police proceeded to drag Mitsuki away while Inko was taken to a hospital. One day later. Inko was waking up. Inko. What happened? Where am I, Mitsuki? Inko tried to get up, but pain overwhelmed her. A doctor entered the room and, seeing Inko already up, went to her. Doctor? Ma'am, given your condition, it's not good for you to get up. Some of your wounds haven't healed yet. Inko. I don't have to tell the officers that my son assaulted me. Doctor? Wait, wasn't that the lady who was with you? Inko. No, she's my friend, her name is Mitsuki, she was just helping me. Doctor? Okay, I'll call the officers right away so they can give their statement of the facts. That's how it was. Inko told the whole truth about what happened. When the officers found out, they immediately went to get Mitsuki out of jail, and once she was free, she went to Inko. Inko would see her friend enter her room. Inko. Mitsuki, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm sorry for what happened. Mitsuki. That doesn't matter, but how are you? Inko. I'm feeling somewhat better. The doctor said I'd be discharged in a few days, but how is Bakugo? Mitsuki. Well, see for yourself. Hey, brat, get in there. Mitsuki. Stop calling me that, you old witch. Mitsuki replied with his usual humor. He seemed fine, but the only difference was that he wore a patch over his left eye. When they treated him, they had to remove his eye because the knife Izuku used to stab him was rusty, and to prevent it from becoming completely infected, they had to take it out. Inko. I'm sorry for what Izuku did to you, Kitsuki. Kitsuki. Don't worry, Aunt Inko, you're not to blame at all. Before they could continue talking, Detective Namasa enters. Namasa. Good afternoon, I'm Detective Namasa and I'm here to take your statement about what happened. Inko. The one responsible for all this is my son, Izuku Midoriya. Namasa. Very well, can you give me a description of what it looks like or a photo? Inko proceeded to describe Izuku in detail. She wanted to see that brat in jail as soon as possible. Namasa. Very well, if that's all, I'll leave. I'm going to tell the officers and the heroes so they're on the lookout. The detective proceeded to leave the room. He had already obtained the information he was looking for. As he left the room, he received a call. Naomi-san. Yes, hello, is that you? Yes, I have the information. She wants to see him in jail. What do you want me to do with the information? Should I vote for her? And what will happen to the rest? You're going to take care of that, okay? Namasa hung up the phone, tore the paper, crumpled it up, and threw it in the trash. Now she proceeded to leave. With Inko. Inko. Bakugo, I want to ask you a favor. Kitsuki. And what's that favor, auntie? Inko. I want you to look for Izuku too. Something tells me the police won't do anything, so find him and bring him here. If the police won't make him pay, I will. Kitsuki. Understood, auntie. I'm going to make Izuku pay for everything. He's going to find out who he messed with. In the future. We can see the destroyed city, 2 grenadier mechanical snakes destroying everything, and there was a person laughing like a madman while holding 2 heads in each hand. Back to the present. And that's what happened with Inko. Now let's talk about the girls after that night. Bakali narrates. After Izuku left, many things happened. First, we had to call an ambulance, and when they asked us what happened, we told them he was a rapist who tried to grape us. The police had to take him away, and to avoid problems in the future, we got a restraining order against him. Don't ask, we just did it to be a little safer. But then came the worst part. Once we arrived at the house, Evelyn went straight to the kitchen and washed her hands, since they still had Izuku's blood on them, but she didn't stop, even though her hands no longer had any blood on them. Evelyn. Please wash yourself, wash yourself, wash yourself, wash yourself. If she was still looking at the blood, we all had to stop her. From that day on, she never used her quirk again because of the fear of that memory. Ari is always sad and downcast because kitsunes can only fall in love with one other person, and Izuku managed to win her heart well, not just her, he won all of our hearts. But then an explosion occurred that destroyed much of Japan. The place where Izuku always spent time was one of the cities that exploded. When we all found out about it, fear overwhelmed us, so we hired a detective named Namasa. Namasa. So your friend's name is Izuku, last name. Kaisa. He told us he doesn't have a last name, just Izuku. Namasa. Well, she has a picture of him so we know what he looked like, so the search isn't so complicated. Ari? Yes, I have a picture of him here. Naomasa took the photo and looked at it, and it was the same, it had the characteristics that the lady with green hair had given her. Naomasa. Well, this will be enough. Evelyn. Detective Naomasa, please find him. He means a lot to us. Naomasa. Don't worry, we'll do everything we can to find him. Naomasa proceeded to leave the house and got into the car, but received a call. Upon recognizing who it was, he answered. Naomi-san. Let me tell you that your dear friend is a heartthrob. He charmed 4 very famous idols. And, wow, that's new. I bet they ask you to look it up, right? Naomasa. And so, do you want me to delete this information or have them look for it? And, don't do anything, because we don't let them look for it themselves. Naomi-san. I don't know what you're up to, but I don't care. How's your procedure going? How long will it take for the nanobots to accept it? And, well, let me tell you, that the moment I injected the nanobots, his body accepted them very well, and the nanobots took him as a good host, so I'm saving myself a lot of work. All that's left is to teach him how to use them, and train him, so he has a good physique. Naomi-san. And what is he doing now? And what about your other children, the 2 androids and the android girl? Are you going to abandon them now that you've accomplished your goal? Then, he's resting in a water-filled tube, and while the others are here, I'll continue building. Even though I've accomplished my goal, I can't leave all the work to him, so the others will be for side missions. Naomi-san. I still don't know why you created a female android. You're not thinking anything shady, are you? No, don't worry, I created that android for Izuku. If he ever wants to experience what it's like to make love, well, that's what she'll be there for. I created her with one purpose only, to please Izuku and kill anyone who opposes me. Naomi-san. Those were 2 purposes. That's enough, I'm talking to you more than I need to. Goodbye. The person behind the call just hung up and Naomasa turned off her phone, burned the photo, and went to her office. 6 months later. The collie narrates. Almost a year has passed and the police never found him. When the police took so long, we decided to become heroines and search for Izuku ourselves. They put us through a lot of tests. It was a little difficult for Evelyn since she didn't want to use her quirk, but we helped her overcome that fear and we managed to pass all the tests. And the first thing we did was look for Izuku like never before. We've been doing this for a while, but I feel like tonight is going to be different. End of Akali's narration. It was night and the city began to sparkle with the lights of the beautiful Japanese city. Now we can see the 4 girls on top of a building eating snacks as they continue their search. Once they had finished eating, they prepared to continue. Evelyn. Okay girls, let's go, there's still work to be done. Ari. Who would have thought it? We used to be very famous idols, now we're just novice heroines. Isa. Yes, there are times when I regret it. Ever since that day, I wanted my first time to be with Izuku. Ari. No, it's my fault. I'm the one who got them involved in all of that. Akali. Enough, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Now we have a goal, and that is to find Izuku. Evelyn. Akali is right, talking about that topic won't do us any good. Not far from where she was, an explosion was heard, alerting the girls. Isa. That explosion is somewhat close. Evelyn. We have to go quickly if there are still survivors. The girls immediately went to the direction where the explosion was seen. At the site of the explosion. Please let me go, I don't know where it is. Of course you know, laughs, you were the one who financed all his projects. He did, but he deposited it into a fake account he had, but seriously, I don't know where it is, I swear. Then you're no use to me, now die. I didn't wait. The guy's head was split in 2 by the other guy's sword, who was about to leave, but had to dodge 2 diamond stakes. When he turned around, he could see the 4 girls. That's all I needed, them. Evelyn. Very well, villain or vigilante, it's best if you say who you are and surrender. My name is Nightblood. Imagine he has his other arm and only has 2 swords. Nightblood. And I don't intend to surrender to anyone. Evelyn. Fine then it'll be the hard way, Ari Kaisa. You have ranged attack quirks, attack from afar, while Akali and I attack up close with our combat quirks. The 3 of them. Understood. Evelyn and Akali activated their quirks and charged. Nightblood was already waiting for them, but he had to dodge a diamond stake, which gave Akali the advantage. She activated her 2 weapons, appearing behind him to kick him in the back. But Nightblood caught it in time and threw it at Evelyn, who was already close to him. But Kaisa, with her hyper scream, sent out a sonic wave which Izuku couldn't dodge because he was busy blocking Ari's attacks. The wave was strong enough to break the helmet. Evelyn. Well done, Kaisa. Now we need to call for reinforcements. Akali. You heard that, right? Don't think you're going to escape. Izuku. Wow, you girls are really annoying. The four of them couldn't believe it when they saw who it was. The person they had been searching for was there. He had killed someone, but hey, it was the person she had fallen most in love with. They weren't going to let it slide. Evelyn. Is this really you, Izuku, or is this just a hallucination from lack of sleep? Akali. No, this is real, we're all seeing the same thing. Izuku. Of course I'm real as you guys. Akali. But where have you been? We've been looking for you. Izuku. Where I was is none of your business. What have you been looking for me for? Just to play with me again? No thanks. Ari. Izuku, we didn't mean to do that. What really happened it was that. Ari couldn't speak because her body was trembling. Tears began to fall from her eyes. She was so scared that she started to wet her pants. When the girls saw their friend like that, they went to her to help her. Kaisa. Ari, calm down, don't think about that. If you think about nice things, go to your happy place. But Ari didn't respond. She went into a mental shock and only repeated a few words that Izuku overheard. Ari. No, stay away from me, please don't touch me there Izuku, please help me please, I'm saving myself for someone special, stay away from me. Those were the words Ari was saying. Apparently, the trauma was too strong. But Izuku. Izuku. Stop acting already. Do you really think I'm going to believe that just because of that acting? Evelyn. Oh my god, Izuku, this isn't acting. She's really not, we're not okay. Not everything revolves around you. Izuku was surprised by what she told him and saw Ari's face, which showed pure fear, a fear he knew very well from when he was little. He saw that the other girls' faces also showed that fear. Even Akali and Evelyn had those expressions, tears streaming down their faces, indicating to Izuku that not everything happened as he thought. Izuku decided to approach them, but in the distance he heard police sirens, so Izuku fled the scene like a coward, leaving the girls to their fate. Izuku. Could what they're telling me be true? Maybe I should investigate. No, Izuku, you have more important things to do, like finding the one who gave me this gift. Besides, I have a score to settle with that person, and I'll make them tell me the whole truth. And if I find out they're lying to me, I'll cut them to pieces with a rusty knife. But the Izuku of the future. Izuku. Oh, it's you, silent observer. Tell me, did you like it? Did you see what happened? Are you angry about what I said at the beginning of all this? Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your vagina, hahaha. Well, that's all for now. Go do the only thing you know how to do well, or wait, you don't even know how to do that well, hahaha. I don't expect anything from you guys, you disappoint me, hahaha. Translation of Izuku's name. Weapons he uses most frequently in his fights. Chapter 2 This is who I am now. Narrator. After that little fight Izuku had with his former loves, he headed to the place where he was staying, which was an apartment located in the slums of Musatafu. The place itself didn't look like a place to live. It looked deplorable. This was the best he could get if he wanted to go unnoticed. So he proceeded to enter. Landlord. Hey, you idiot, you haven't paid the rent. You better have the money or I'll kick you out of here. Izuku. If I give you half the money, you'll shut up. Rentadero. No, I want my full pay now. Izuku creates a gun and points it at his face. Izuku. I'll give you two options. Accept half your pay or I'll blow your head off right here and now. Rentadero. It's also I accept half the pay. Izuku. That's what I wanted to hear and don't bother me. He proceeded to give half of the pay to the challenger, who accepted it, and Izuku went to his room. As Izuku was going up the stairs, he heard some voices coming from the other rooms. How is it possible that you have no money? Just like you heard, I have no money, I haven't been paid. And when are you going to pay me? I'm fed up with living in this damn pigsty. Izuku. Can't they just shut up for once? Fed up with the arguments of the couple next door, Izuku went into his room and lay down on the bed. Just as he was about to fall asleep, a drop of water fell on his face and he noticed a leak above him. Izuku. You damn imbecile, you haven't fixed this shit. So Izuku moved the bed to put it where the raindrops wouldn't fall on him. Once he'd done that, he lay down again to sleep, but just as he was falling asleep, heavy metal music started playing. Izuku. Ah shit. To make matters worse, the couple's argument intensified, as did the sound of the dripping faucet. So, he decided to go to the bathroom to take a cold shower to calm down, but when he turned on the tap, no water came out, indicating that there was no water. Stressing Izuku even more, he just stood in front of the bathroom mirror. The noises were already getting on his nerves, but now the noises from outside and the laughter in his head are adding to it. The couple's argument, the neighbors' loud music, the leaky roof, the dogs barking, the shouts of a fight outside, and the laughter I could hear. All that Izuku exploded. Izuku. Hey shut the buck up already. Izuku began smashing his head against the bathroom mirror, causing it to shatter on the first blow and Izuku's forehead to start bleeding, but he didn't stop even though he was bleeding profusely. Until he stopped, he began to feel weak from lack of blood as his face was covered in his own blood, as was the mirror, and he fell unconscious into the bathtub. But the girls. They were at a hospital because when reinforcements arrived they saw Ari's condition and rushed her there. She was asleep because they had to sedate her. She was hitting anyone who came near her. Aizawa. Well, can you tell me what happened to him? Evelyn. Aizawa, what happened in our past is something we don't want to talk about and which we regret. Aizawa. It's fine that you don't want to talk about your past, but what happened to the rest? Kaisa. We heard an explosion and when we saw what caused it, it was a burning car and nearby there was another person who seemed important but another person fell from above. Before killing him, he was talking and then I killed him by cutting off his head. Aizawa. And they saw who the second suspect was, how he was dressed. Bakali. He wore black armor with touches of red and said his name was Nightblood. Shota. It seems he's back. Evelyn. Wait, this isn't the first time she's appeared. Shota. That's right, he had already appeared long before. I remember him about 10 months ago when the city had already recovered from the night of hell. It was scary, the way he killed his victims was horrible. First he tortured them and then he killed them and out of nowhere he disappeared as quickly as he appeared, as quickly as he left and now he's back. Shota. We have to be aware of everything. Is that all the information or is there more? Evelyn. If there are more, we'll discover who's under the mask and it's. But Evelyn is silenced by Kaisa and Akali. Kaisa. Evelyn, you know what the heroes will do to him, right? Maybe they'll condemn him to death and you know how much we've been looking for him. His name is Izuku. Akali. Ari, why did you do it? Ari. I did it because we need help. Shota. So Izuku's last name is? Ari. When he introduced himself to us, he said he didn't have a last name. Shota. And I imagine he's also part of that past, right? Ari. That's right, he was the one who received all the bad things from that past. He left home and the street where he always went was affected that night. We were worried and contacted a detective. He said he would start his search, but nothing. Shota. That's strange, we were never notified of a search mission. Which detective did they contact? Kaisa. I think his name was Namasa, yes, I think that was his name. Shota. He's up to his old tricks again and it seems Namasa has joined him too. Shota. Do you have any pictures of him or a description of him? Evelyn. Here I have a picture of him. Evelyn gave him the photo and when he saw it, he now knew why that name seemed so familiar. He was the manager of these 4 girls. Shota. This will be very useful to us. With your permission, I'll take my leave. Ari. And what will happen when they catch him? Will you give him what he deserves? Shota. I'll try to get the other heroes to empathize with him or maybe Principal Nezu will make him a teacher. I know what it feels like to lose a loved one, so don't worry about it. Instead, focus on overcoming your past. I'm saying this mostly for you, Ari. You're the most affected of the 4 of us by how you acted when the male doctors approached you. Shota. With your permission, I'll take my leave. So he left the room, leaving the 4 girls there. Time skips. But Izuku. He was waking up in his bathtub with dried blood all over his face. When he tried to get up, cold water came from the shower, soaking him completely but washing the dried blood off his face. Izuku. How long do I have to keep this low profile? Because I'm starting to get fed up with all this crap. When the blood finally washed away from her face, she could see that her forehead was as good as new, as if she had never smashed it against a mirror. Izuku. At least the nanobits in my body work perfectly. Izuku proceeded to get up from the bathtub, closed it, and went to change his clothes since he was completely soaked. Time skips. Now we can see Izuku on the streets, he used to wear a metal mask. Izuku. Okay, I need to get ready for tonight. They must have given up information about me and will probably try to ambush me. Flashback. Remember this, Izuku. If the enemy you faced one night escapes and you see him again the next night, it's because he wants to trap you by using himself as bait. So, make him believe you're lying and when he least expects it, attack or use a clone. When they realize it's a clone, attack them from behind. End of flashback. Izuku. I have to admit he did have some good advice on being a damn madman in search of technology and immortality. I wonder how she is, I really miss her. Izuku continued on his way. He needed him as soon as possible, but the heroes were making things difficult and now that they've joined the game, it's going to be a bit tough. Flashback. Ari. Please leave me alone, no, don't touch me, hey Aya. End of flashback. Izuku. They really aren't lying. No, I'm not going to fall for cheap tricks again. I have a mission, and that is to kill the one who gave me this. They are already part of the past. To them, I am nothing anymore, just a horrible memory. Time skips. At night. Now Izuku was jumping across the buildings while a heavy rain was already covering the entire city. Izuku. It's raining really hard, that's not a good sign. Flashback. Izuku, if you're on a mission and it suddenly starts raining heavily or lightning flashes, it means something bad is going to happen and you have to be prepared for anything and cover your back well. Flashback. Izuku, okay, whatever comes, I'm ready for anything. A few hours later. Izuku. Everything has been very quiet, too quiet I would say. Izuku turns around quickly and kicks a fireball. Izuku. Wow, they don't even introduce themselves anymore. Lack of manners is rampant around here, but it's nice to see you again, Endeavor. Endeavor. I'd be lying, I'm also glad you're leaving, Nightblood. Izuku. Tell me, is it just you or did everyone from the top come? Izuku raises his hand, stopping a kick. The one responsible was Mirko. Mirko. Before you used to dodge, but now it seems you stop my kicks like it's nothing. Izuku. Let's just say that during this time I disappeared, I've been improving even more. He releases Mirko's leg and she moves away. Izuku, seeing Endeavor again, was able to take on the rest of the top 10 and the 4 girls. Izuku. Wow, that's a good magic trick, Endeavor. You've practiced a lot. Hearse head. Very well, Nightblood, or I mean Izuku Midoriya. Nightblood. How do you know that last name? Hearse. It was a little difficult until I finally found your file. You are accused of assaulting a colleague to the point of gouging out his eye with a rusty knife and bringing your mother to the brink of death. Izuku. She's not my mother and never was, and when I find her I'll make sure she's really dead. Izuku was about to leave, but some black whips caught him. He tried to struggle, but on the first attempt, he was electrocuted. Izuku. Hey Aya, you damn cowards, face me. Endeavor. So tell us what you know about the League of Villains. Izuku. The League of Villains is the least of my worries. There's something bigger and more dangerous than that stupid Aya. He was electrocuted again, but Endeavor didn't stop. Evelyn. Stop it already. Taking the remote control away, she grabbed it and destroyed it. Evelyn. Can't you see you're hurting him? Endeavor. And he's done worse things. He's just a villain, and villains get punished. Bakali. Listen carefully, Endeavor. This person here is very important to us, and it's our fault they're like this. While they were arguing, Ari and Kaisa approached Izuku to help him. Ari. Izuku, don't worry, we'll take this off for you. Ari and Kaisa removed a cable and were about to lift him, but Pete violently pushed them away. Izuku. Don't touch me. Don't you understand? I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I hate you. I've hated you ever since that damn night. I'm fed up with you treating me like I used to be. I'm not Izuku Midoriya anymore. Izuku. I am Nightblood. This is who I am now, and I don't intend to change for anyone. Tentacle-shaped nanobits emerged from Izuku's body and began to surround him. The others, Evelyn and Akali, instinctively rushed to the girls, grabbed them, and pulled away as the nanobits enveloping Izuku began to grow in size. To the point that the building began to collapse. Mirko. Oh shit, Ryukyo, get us out of here fast. Ryukyo understood. He transforms into his dragon form, grabs his companions, and flies away from the collapsed building with Izuku. Evelyn. Izuku, put me down quickly. I have to see if he's still alive. Ryukyo proceeded to land, but as soon as they touched the ground, the remains of the building flew everywhere, and a slightly larger beast could be seen. This beast had technological features all over its body. It was like a robot, but it was. Demonstrating the capacity and destruction of those nanobits embedded attached to Izuku's body. Endeavor. What the hell, I couldn't do it last time. The beast raised both arms and activated 2 machine guns which began to fire. Evelyn. Ari, use diamond wall now. Ari. Understood. The great wall made of diamonds grew from the ground, preventing bullets from passing through it. Ari. You just gave me an order like I was a Pokemon. Bakali. We'll talk about that later, we have bigger matters to discuss now. Hearse. This is the plan, Montana Lady and Ryukyo. You can hold your own while we attack from afar, giving reinforcements time. The beast, seeing that its bullets were useless, deactivated its machine guns and activated 2 small missiles and launched them. Endeavor. Missiles at 12 o'clock, take cover. But the missiles were faster and achieved their goal of destroying the diamond wall, but the impact was so strong that it sent the heroes flying. Hearse. Ryukyo, Montana Lady now. Ryukyo lunged at the beast, but it clasped its hands together and struck her directly on the head, knocking her to the ground. However, the beast received a kick to the face from Montana Lady. He quickly recovered, raised his hands and activated a plasma cannon, but his arm was bitten off by Ryukyo. The beast, seeing this, didn't care and with its other hand grabbed Ryukyo by the neck and slammed her to the ground. Montana Lady was about to hit her again, but the beast launched gas bombs, distracting her and allowing her to be stabbed from behind by another beast that was identical to the original. The first beast that Ryukyo possessed began to regenerate its arm rapidly. Endeavor. Where did that beast come from? Hamui would. Hey, does anyone see the arm they ripped off? Bakali. Her arm regenerated on its own, creating another variant of it. It's like a starfish. Isa. Okay, that's bad. If we already had problems with one, now our problems have multiplied. They tried everything to stop them, but nothing worked. Their attacks had no effect on them. The first beast, fed up with them, fires 2 large missiles into the sky, which explode and release smaller missiles in search of heat. Mirko. Should everyone take cover, a barrage of missiles is approaching. Seeing that the heroes were busy with the missiles, the beasts decided to merge, and once complete, they decided to leave the place. Endeavor. Shit, she got away. But away from them was a figure whose body clearly belonged to a cyborg, and he was surveying all the destruction, and he had a cannon with him. I don't know what Father Brother's plans are, but I want you to know that this is going to hurt you more than it hurts me. The mysterious person raised the cannon and fired a wave of sound in the direction of the beast. The beast didn't realize this, and the sound wave hit its target, causing it to fall to the ground, knocked unconscious in the process. Making Izuku fly back to his original form. Endeavor. What the hell? Time skip. Officer 1. Since arriving here, he has refused to answer our questions. He just keeps his eyes closed. Curse. They already checked that he wasn't asleep. Officer 2. That's right, we've already surrendered. I wish you luck. Curse and Endeavor proceeded to enter the room. Curse. Very well, spill what you have or else. Izuku. Curse, don't try to threaten me. Or I mean, as always Shota, you're single, you're 31 years old, your birthday is November 8, you're 183 centimeters tall, and your blood type is B. Izawa. How the hell do you know all that about me? Izuku. Oh Izawa, I know everything, just like you Endeavor. And what a family you have, huh? Haha. It's best if you don't waste your time with me. I'm not going to talk. Seeing that this wasn't going anywhere, the heroes decided to end it and took him to Tartarus. Time skips. It was a new day, and now we find ourselves at the UA, more specifically in the director's office where a meeting was taking place between the professors and the director. Nezu. So that's what happened last time. He couldn't do that. Almight. Why wasn't I notified of this? Curse. I thought we were going to have everything under control, but how wrong I was. Nezu. Well, putting all that aside, I want to tell you that I asked some people for help to keep UA safe. The door was opened by the girl group KDA. Evelyn. It's great to see you all again, I've missed this place. Ari. Hello Almight, it's good to see you again. Almight. I'm glad to see you too, Ari. Isa. Wow, I'd forgotten how big UA was. Bakali. You can say that again, I almost got lost for the second time. Izawa. So he asked some rookie heroines for help with UA's security. Ari. Shota, why are you always so cruel? Don't you ever get tired of being like this? Shota. No, never. Nezu. Relax, Izawa. I also asked someone else for help, but they won't like who Nightblood is. You can appear now. Nightblood made his appearance, appearing out of nowhere. Nightblood. It was about time you called me a rat. And what's new, professors? Have you missed me since the last time I saw you all? Almight. Heroes, everyone in position, quick. Thus all the heroes except the KDA went on the defensive against the Shota. Director Nezu, what is he doing here? He was in Tartarus. Nezu. If that's true, why don't you all sit down and I'll explain why Nightblood is here and not Tartaros. Chapter 3 You and I are on different levels. Izuku. Wow, I haven't even been in Tartaros for a day and they already want to get me out. They can't live without me, can they, Nezu? Nezu. I want you to know that you're a nuisance to governments and to me, but you're our only option to defeat him and his technology. Nezu. So, by means of this command, you are freed from all your problems in exchange for your help in stopping him. Izuku. Well, when all that is over, what would you do to me, to him, and to his technology? Nezu. For now, that's classified. Izuku. Fine, but know that I'll be pointing a gun at your heads at every moment. Nezu. The same goes for you. End of flashback. Nezu. And that's what happened. Izawa. Yes, but the fact that he's wearing a mask still doesn't make sense. Izuku. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with my mask? Sniper. The fact that you're hiding your face doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Izuku. You guys are heroes, that makes me distrust you even more. Besides, there are people here who know me and I want to avoid getting tired of them. Izawa. Kid, in case you didn't know, they already know who you are. Izuku. Who says I talk about them? I don't give a shit about them. Izuku. All I want is revenge, and once my anger has extinguished the lives of those people, then my soul and body will become one, feeling the happiness of having fulfilled my vengeance. Then I will disappear, and the wind will be my guide on my journey across the world. Izuku disappeared in front of all the heroes. Izawa. They really have it tough, don't they? Akali. You can say that again. We tried to talk to him, but he doesn't want to listen to us. Izawa. And what are you doing here? Keep insisting so he'll give in and listen to you. I didn't waste almost all my time training you. Now go and stop bothering me. Evelyn. Izawa was right, girls, let's go, there's no time to lose. The four of them left the room in search of Izuku. Almight. Wow, Izawa, I've never seen you like this. You've grown fond of your students, haven't you? Izawa. Even though they're professional heroines, they're still rookies. They have a lot to learn, all four of them. But Izuku. Izuku. This is getting harder and harder, and now I'll have to be even more careful around the heroes because of this mini truce I'm making. Izuku. I just want to leave here, get away from all this and disappear off the map. It's exhausting doing this. Izuku heard some shouts, but the shouts sounded like they were fighting. The shouts were coming from the cafeteria. Izuku. Great, and I thought I wasn't going to hear any more screams like that, hiya, damn it. So he went straight to the cafeteria. Once there, he saw students from some classes gathered there, so he went over to see what was going on. Izuku. Alright, excuse me, what's going on here? Bakugo. Hey, you piece of shit, who do you think you are, bumping into me? Don't you know who I am? Student. I already told you it was an accident, please don't do anything to me. Bakugo. Oh no, now you're going to suffer, you damn extra. Izuku. Are you seriously complaining just because I bumped into you? You're a woman, always exaggerating things. Bakugo. And who the hell are you? Izuku. Well, I'm Nightblood. Principal Nezu hired me to look after his academy and maintain order, so I ask you to calm down. Bakugo. Make me, you damn extra. Izuku. Well, if you ask, who am I to refuse? Nobody expected that. He moved so fast they couldn't react instantly, and Bakugo fell to his knees in pain. All that commotion caught the attention of the four girls who were looking for Izuku. Evelyn, what on earth is going on here? Student 3. A student from 1A was assaulting a general studies student, but someone came and stopped him. Bakugo. Og shit, it's Evelyn, I can't let her see me like this. If I want her to fall in love with me, I'll have to show off in front of her. Izuku. Come on, seriously, so fast. Get up, don't be a wimp. That angered Bakugo, so he composed himself by standing up, but as quickly as he recovered, Izuku attacked again. Izuku jumped until he reached Bakugo, who kicked him down, causing him to crash face up, and Izuku fell in front of him. Izuku. If that's all you've got, let me tell you, that was disappointing. Bakugo. Damn it, this isn't over yet, I say that and no one else does. Bakugo got up, but not completely, and before he finished standing. The kick was what sent him flying. Izuku. TSK, this is over. It's best if you stay there. I don't recommend that you. Bakugo. Die you damn freak. Izuku. I told you this is over. Izuku. Let this be a lesson to you. I'm at a level you'll never reach, so you'd better give up and face reality. I foresee someone touching him behind the shoulder. Evelyn. Izuku, stop. You'll get yourself thrown in. Izuku. Don't touch me. Izuku raised his fist and closed it, ready to punch Evelyn. She just closed her eyes in fear, but nothing came. She felt no blow, no pain, nothing. When she opened her eyes, she could see Izuku's fist inches from her face. Izuku. No, I don't intend to stoop that low. I'm not the kind of man who hits a woman, much less the four of you. Thanks to you, I have this power. Before Evelyn can say anything, Izuku grabs her cheeks and pulls her closer, licking Evelyn's cheek almost touching her lips. Izuku whispering, Evelyn, tell the other girls to beware of the heroes and possibly me. I know they're plotting something against me, so if you side with me, I'll make sure all your sins are forgiven and make you mine. Flashback. Remember this, Izuku. Some of your enemy's allies will be on your side, manipulated with what they want most, and they will be at your mercy. End of flashback. Once he finished telling Evelyn that, Izuku proceeded to disappear, leaving a blushing Evelyn behind. Before she could continue, the girls approached her. Ari. Evelyn, what did Izuku tell you? Evelyn. Yes, I'll tell them, but in a private place. First, we have to report this, but omitting this part and saying it was just a fight between two students. Elsewhere. Haha, I see that my firstborn son is putting my advice to the test. 2. I still wonder why you let him see the shady things you were doing. As far as I know, you didn't let anyone in there. 1. Oh my little one, this is all part of my plan. Making Izuku see that and turn him against me was too easy. 2. I still don't understand your plan. 1. Oh, don't worry, you'll know the whole plan later. These are just small fragments I've told you. 1. Hey daughter, you've been very quiet throughout the conversation. Are you jealous that your boyfriend flirts with other girls and not you? A female figure appeared in the room, but she couldn't be seen very well due to the poor lighting. 3. What are you talking about? Me, jealous. Please, how long is this going to last? I already miss the times we made love. 2. Who would have thought you guys would end up falling in love based solely on Hex, hahaha. 3. You shut up, you damn imbecile. Dad, tell him not to bother me. 1. Stop bothering your little sister. By the way, where is her fourth brother? I haven't heard anything from him. 2. He is meditating in his room. He doesn't like to be disturbed when he meditates. 1. Alright, that's all for now. You can leave now, but be ready for my call. I'll keep an eye on Izuku. 2. 3. Okay, goodbye father, goodbye old man. The two figures left the room, leaving only the first figure. 1. Alright Izuku, I want you to show me more of what you're going to do with your new life. Chapter 4. I'm not like that, not like him. Izuku narrates. These days have been one shit after another. These heroes have been messing with me constantly. For God's sake, they want to stare at me all the time. Don't they have lives of their own? And to make matters worse, those 4 bitches keep bothering me by wanting to talk. No matter how much I insult them, yell at them, or psychologically damage them, they're still there like a damn tick. But since I find myself in a place somewhat removed from the UA. Boom. Izuku. What the hell is going on now? I better go see what's happening or else I won't get paid. In the AU. Izawa Power Loader controls a TUS robots. Power Loader. These things aren't even mine. They just appeared out of nowhere in my lab and started attacking me when they saw me. D500. Look for the first creation of the father. C800. According to my data, it's a little further away from here. B900. Hurry up with the search, more heroes are coming because of the alert. The B902 cut 3 diamond arrows that came straight towards the. Ari. Who are you and what do you want here? D500. We are searching for the first creation of father and according to our data, he is here. So please hand him over and we will not cause any more damage than we already have. C800. We apologize for the damage we have caused, but our father ordered us to make a scene. If it were up to us, we would have talked things out peacefully. B900. So hand it over to the first creation, or as you all know him, Izuku Midoriya. Bakugo. Wait, are you talking about the same guy with green hair, emerald eyes, and 3 freckles on each cheek? D500. Just add that he likes to cover his face with a black mask, then he's the one we're looking for. Bakugo. Well, you've come to the right place because he is here. Evelyn. Bakugo, why are you giving information to the enemy? Bakugo. And what has he done? He just stands there doing nothing, while you all just spend your time insulting and attacking them. Evelyn. And those are our problems, so why are you getting involved? Bakugo. Because I love you, Evelyn. Yes, I love you, and it hurts me that he treats you like this. I do everything I can to get you to give me a chance, but nothing works. Do I have to treat you like this too for you to pay attention to me? Evelyn. If Izuku treats us like this, it's because we made him hate us. We tried to make amends for our mistakes. I know he's very angry with us, and we understand. Besides, I've never liked you. I've only ever been nice, nothing more. C800. We shouldn't attack while they're distracted. D500. Don't leave them, this is a delicate matter. Elsewhere. Hahaha, oh my god, that was funny. Oh my god, hahaha, my stomach hurts and it's been a long time since I've had one. Back to the UA. Bakugo. I thought that. Evelyn. Well, you thought wrong, Bakugo. B900. Excuse me for interrupting your failed declaration, but you know where Izuku is and we'll leave. Izuku. Don't worry, you don't have to come looking for me, I'm already here. The 3 robots went on guard. D500. Please deliver peacefully. Izuku. What if I don't want to? B900. Then we will be forced to use brute force. Izuku. So be it. Izuku assumed an odd fighting stance and performed some maneuvers with his 2 swords. B900 T500 C800, disappear. The 2 high. Wielding their cannons, they began firing at Izuku, but he blocked all the shots with his swords. The more Izuku blocked, the closer he got to them at a slow pace. But then he started running while blocking the bullets. Until finally he approached one of them, ready to cut it in two. B900 T500, beware, it's near you. But it was too late. Izuku had already split it in two, leaving only B900 and C800. C800. Enough, we need to take this outside. C800 activated its thrusters in its feet and back, grabbed him and carried him out of the UA, taking him up into the sky. C800. You'll pay for what you did to T500, you bastard. Izuku. You think so, you damn piece of tin. Izuku grabbed onto it and began to dissolve into nanobots, which then began to cover C800's entire body. C800. What the hell is this? Stop. His thrusters began to fail, causing him to crash to the floor, but that didn't stop the nanobots from continuing to consume him. Just then, B900 arrived, seeing what was happening to C800. B900. Hold on C800, I'll help you. C800. No, don't come or it will consume you too. Complete the mission. B900, I'm counting on you. C800 was consumed by the nanobots. Once they finished doing that, Izuku reformed. Izuku. That's what happens when you get too confident. It seems it's just you and me now. B900. What did you do to C800? Answer. Izuku. It's easy, I made it part of me. I have the ability to make anything part of me. B900 assumed a battle stance, but someone called him. Then B900 get out of there, the heroes are coming, you'll have your revenge lantern. B900. Okay, Dad Izuku, for now I have to go, but I want you to know that this isn't over and I'll be back for my revenge. B900 flew away from there straight back to the base, leaving Izuku behind. Izuku. This is going to last a long time. Referring to the questions the heroes will ask them. Time skips. Izuku. I already told you one last time to say nothing about what happened, otherwise this is confidential information. Endeavor. Kid, if you don't answer. Izuku. What are you going to do to me? I'm fed up with all of you. I can't even have a moment because you're all there ruining my life, so screw you all. I'm leaving, and anyone who follows me or spies on me, I'll kill them, got it? Izuku left the room, leaving a silence throughout the office. Time skips 12 AM at night. We can see KDA at the place where Izuku is staying, since UA created a place for him to stay, and they went there to wait for Izuku and talk to him once and for all. Ari. Izuku is taking a long time, isn't he? I wonder if something has happened to him. Kaisa. Calm down, Ari, it's Izuku, what am I thinking? Quick, summon all the heroes and start a search. Evelyn. Okay, calm down, both of you. Izuku knows how to take care of himself. He's shown us that he doesn't need our help anymore, which is both good and bad. Ari. And why do you say that, Evelyn? Evelyn. I really miss the times when Izuku would ask for our help. It was like a child asking his mother for help. I really miss those days. Ari. Yes, me too. Footsteps were heard approaching the living room. It was Akali coming from the kitchen. Akali. Hey girls, look what I found. A bottle of wine with alcohol. Evelyn. I didn't know Izuku was taking. Kaisa. Maybe she was saving it for a special moment. Ari. Yes, Akali, you'd better put that back where you found it. Akali. Come on girls, it'll only be this once, later we'll get Izuku a more expensive one. Evelyn. Okay, but we shouldn't drink too much. Time skips. We can see Izuku standing at his front door, taking out his keys to open it, but before he can open it, the door is opened and he is pulled inside. Ari. Izuku, where have you been? You had us all very worried. Izuku. What the hell are you doing here? And you drank all my wine. I was saving it for my birthday. Akali. Izuku, I'm so sorry, I had no idea you were saving it for that day, but don't worry, we'll buy you a much better one. Izuku. Okay, you're all very drunk. You should all go sleep in my room. I'll sleep on my couch. Kaisa. And why do you have to sleep? It's not fair. Why do you always avoid us? We just want to talk. Why do you have to be so mean to us? Izuku. Why are you seriously asking me why? Don't mess with me, have you forgotten that time? You don't know how awful it felt to be deceived like that. I thought you were different, but you ended up being the same or worse. Ari approaches him with her head down. Izuku. Now what the hell are you going to? He receives a blow to the nose from Ari, knocking him to the ground. Izuku. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you? Ari gets on top of him and hits him again. Ari. You really think that about us? You really think that about us? That you're the only one who's suffered, that the world is against you? Well, what do you say to this? Ari takes off her sweater, leaving her in just her bra. Izuku. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you? Izuku was shocked and scared by what he saw. Ari's body was covered in scars and burns. Izuku. Ari, what happened to you? Ari. And you still ask. The same bastard and his friends did this to me. They not only raped me, but they also tortured me. Even the others have scars. Izuku turned his gaze towards the others. They only had their heads down, tears falling from their eyes. Ari. Why do you think we always wear clothes that cover our whole bodies? It's to hide these damn scars. Ari. I can't even look at myself in a mirror because I disgust myself. My body was not only defiled but also trampled and marked by disgusting sons of bitches. Ari. I wanted my first time to be special. I wanted to do it with you, the person I love, but that's not going to happen anymore. That's why I'm disgusted with myself. Not only was I hurt, but also my friends and you. Izuku. But why didn't they tell me anything or give me any signs? Evelyn. If we did, that guy could kill you. He threatened to do it. He had you under close surveillance, so we didn't accept. What other option did we have? Akali. We did all of that for your safety. We accepted and did everything you asked for your safety. Izuku. But how do you know I was serious? Isa. He made us watch as he killed a person in front of him, he killed her in cold blood. Ari. The only way for you to get away from all of this is by sending you that picture. When you see it, you leave far enough away from here, and when we get to the house, that's where we'll kill him. Izuku. Girls, I didn't know that. Evelyn. No, Izuku, don't say anything. You've shown us that you don't want anything to do with us anymore. Akali. So we'll leave here and we'll never bother you again. Izuku. No, wait, it's already very late and it's raining. Sleep in my room, I'll sleep here. It's the least I can do for you. Isa. Okay, we'll leave in the morning so we don't bother you anymore. Evelyn. Come on Ari, it's time for us to go to sleep. The four girls went to Izuku's room to sleep, leaving him alone in the living room. He got up and was about to go back out, but he saw a small gift box, so he took it and left. Already on the terrace of a building. Izuku. Let's see what's inside. When Izuku opened the gift and saw what was inside, she was amazed. It was her old butterfly knife, in the same condition as when she had left it. It had more blood and a little more rust. In the box, she noticed a letter, so she picked it up and began to read it. In the letter. Hello Izuku, sorry for entering your house without permission, but we really wanted to talk to you. You always avoided us, so we had to resort to this. The last time we saw each other, you forgot your knife, so I took it and put it away. I tried to remove the blood or the rust, but neither came off. I thought about buying you a new one, but maybe this knife would work, so I left it as is. I waited to give it back to you since you have a promise to keep, and that is to get revenge on that idiot. I don't understand why you hate us, but I want you to know that we did this for your safety. We knew that by avoiding that picture, you would hate us, but it's better that you hate us, that you're alive and happy with someone else than that you're dead. I would never forgive myself for that, since kitsunes like me can only fall in love once, so we had to sacrifice our love for your well-being. I hope that one day Peted will fulfill his revenge, and maybe in the future we can be friends and meet that person who made your heart beat again. The group KDA loves you. And. After reading that letter, Izuku had his head bowed. A few tears escaped his eyes, but they weren't very visible because of the heavy rain that was falling throughout the city. Izuku. I think I'm the real piece of shit. Of all the times you've screwed up, Izuku, this is the biggest one you've ever done. I'm a piece of shit, but one thing's for sure. I'll find that son of a bitch, and when I do, I'm going to use his head as a bucking Halloween decoration. Chapter 5 Family Reunion. Narrator. In the previous chapter, we left off with Izuku learning that he's not the only one who has to live with and deal with the demons of his past, and it seems he's really messed things up with the girls. Will Izuku be able to fix his problem, or will he just not care and continue with his revenge? Let's find out in this new chapter. Izuku narrates. I was waking up on top of a building since I couldn't go to the apartment because of what had happened the other day, so I ended up sleeping on the roof of a building. Izuku. Oh shit, my back hurt so much, and I thought I'd never be back on a building's rooftop again. I'd better go home and take a shower. Time skips. Izuku was already at his front door, opening it. When he opened it and entered, there was total silence, as if no one lived in that house. Izuku. I hadn't realized how quiet this house is. So Izuku went to his room, which was completely empty and quiet. He just lay down there, closed his eyes, and memories of the previous night came to him, causing him to cover his face with his hands. Izuku. I'd better not say anything because it would be very hypocritical of me. Izuku got out of bed and went to the bathroom. Upon entering, he could see that the mirror was covered. Izuku. But what? Flashback. Ari. I hate myself so much I can't even look at myself in a damn mirror. I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself. End of flashback. Izuku. Ah, I know why. Ugh, I'm hesitating about whether to go or not, but the good thing is that I'm wearing a mask that doesn't let me see anything, so I won't be able to see them, only hear them, haha. Izuku. What a shitty joke. Izuku removed the towel covering the mirror, took off his clothes, and proceeded to bathe. Time skips. Now we can see Izuku at the UA facilities wearing his suit and mask, which he wears all the time, even when eating. Izuku, well, the good thing is that I haven't run into any of them, that's the good thing. Izuku continued walking, going from corridor to corridor, checking that everything was normal. Izuku. Well, for now everything is normal, nothing out of the ordinary. I think I'll take the day off. Izuku turned around and headed straight for the UA exit to enjoy his day. The other students were practicing quirk tests while being observed by Aizawa, Almight, and the KDA. Aizawa. Where the heck did Nightblood go? She was given a notice that she would have to supervise the quirk practice with you all. Almight. You already checked that he's not with the students from class 1B. Aizawa. That's right. I called Vlad King to see if he was there, but he said he hadn't seen him all morning. Almight. I'm going to call Principal Nezu to check the cameras. Evelyn. Hey, don't you think they're exaggerating? Is his presence really that important that he has to come? Aizawa. We're talking about a guy who's killed some very important people and people who had nothing to do with it. Almight. In order to kill his enemy or target, he will attack for the heart. Once, a corrupt politician kidnapped him and his family, who didn't know what their husband was doing. Aizawa. And once he kidnapped them, he tortured the entire family without exception, and when he got tired of them, he forced the politician to kill his entire family, while Knight just laughed. Isa. And what happened to the politician after he killed him? Almight. I didn't let him live. He was begging me to kill him, but all I did was let him live so he could live with the regret of killing his own family. Aizawa. If you didn't understand, Izuku, as you know him, made the politician's suffering last longer by reminding him of the day he killed his family. Ari. But why did he kidnap the family if they had nothing to do with any of it? Almight. Let's just say Blood is someone who likes to attack the heart. Aizawa. I'm still surprised he's free. People like Izuku deserve to be locked up or killed. If he's here, it's because of the governments of all countries. Akali. But why do those governments protect him so much if he's a threat? Almight. That's confidential information. We don't know for sure. After that conversation, the girls moved away for a while to reflect on what had been said. Evelyn. Did Izuku really do all that? Akali. I find it hard to believe, but I think it's true. He's changed a lot. He's not the same as before. Isa. So the person we were obsessed with turned out to be a serial killer. Ari. Izuku, what has happened to you all this time? Suddenly an explosion is heard inside the UA. Almight. What the hell? UA is under attack. We have to get there on foot. Aizawa. Class 1A, you all stay here. We'll go see what happened. Within the UA. 1. Ugh, hahaha, what a way to get attention, son. 2. You wanted everyone to come, right? Here you have it. Shut up and walk already. 4. Sister, you're so desperate to see Izuku, it's obvious you want him to put you on all fours. 3. What are you talking about, you damn idiot? Izuku is just a stupid airhead with silky hair, beautiful emerald eyes, an angelic smile, and a great body. Why am I even talking to you, you bunch of idiots? So the woman quickened her pace, practically steaming from her head because she was so flushed. 2. Why did you have to make her so tsundere and unbearable? 1. What can I say? That's how my wife used to be. Now let's walk to the director of this academy. So the family of 4 were looking for the principal's office. It wasn't too difficult for them since one was constantly watching his first child through the cameras, but on their way they ran into the teachers and the principal in front of them. Aizawa. Stop right there, villains, or we'll have to use brute force. What the hell are you doing here? 1. Oh wow Shota, you still remember your old friend, hahaha, that makes me happy. It's been years since I've seen you since that day. Aizawa. Shut up, and what do you want here? 1. Well, I came to pay Izuku a visit. You know, a father always has to keep an eye on his children, and I keep a very close eye on him. Aizawa. What does Izuku have to do with you? 1. Oh, there's a lot to do with me, Aizawa, since I was one of those who created Nightblood. Ari. What do you mean, that you're one of those who created Nightblood? 1. Why don't we go somewhere more suitable? We can talk calmly there. What do you think? Nezu. Okay everyone, let's go to my office. Midnight. Director, are you sure about that? We don't know what you're up to. Nezu. You all relax, we're just going to talk, right? Then let's talk in my office. Time skips. Everyone was already in the office. There was total silence, no one dared to break it until that moment. Nezu. So, are we going to talk or what? 1. So, kids, why don't you introduce yourselves first? Okay, my name is Raiden, the fourth son of this family. I am Yakin, the second son. 2. I am A2, the third daughter. 1. Okay, now that I've introduced my children. Sniper. And what about you? Aren't you planning to show up, or why do you look so haggard? 1. I'm of lesser importance now. As I was saying, I wasn't the only one who created Nightblood. You did too. Almight. What do you mean by that? 1. Look, Izuku is like a cake, and to make a cake you need ingredients, which you gave me. Nezu. And can we know what those ingredients are? 1. Of course I'll tell you, get out a pen and paper, here we go. Ingredient number 1. Denying someone something that everyone in this world has, and that's their quirk. Ingredient number 2. The contempt and hatred of a mother. It's not just painful when a mother turns her back on you. Ingredient number 3. Abuse, especially if it comes from your best friend or those you considered companions. Ingredient number 4. Having your favorite hero destroy your dreams. Now that's sad. Ingredient number 5, and the last one. Heartbreak. When the woman, or in this case, the women you fell in love with betray you or replace you with someone else. 1. All of those were the ingredients you gave me to create the perfect cake. Everyone contributed their little bit to create Nightblood, so I'm not the only one to blame here. You are all responsible for the birth of Nightblood. 1. And I am very grateful for that. Without you, what I have achieved so far would not have been possible thanks to you and Nightblood. Everyone was stunned by what they had just heard. Almight understood. He was one of those responsible for Nightblood's birth. He had destroyed a child's dreams. The KDA were also not there after receiving that information. They didn't want to accept it, but they knew they were to blame for Izuku no longer being the same as before. But then the office door was opened, no less than. Izuku. Director Nezu, I want to inform you that everything is in order and that I'm leaving here. Izuku's eyes widened at the sight of the person sitting there. Izuku. What the hell are you doing here, you damn bastard? 1. My dear son, tell me how you have been. Have you eaten your 3 meals a day? Izuku. Shut up, I'm not your son, William Afton. Afton. Oh, come on, son, I don't like that old name anymore. Now call me Springtrap. Springtrap. Besides, why would Izuku's face be like that? Come on, give your dear old man a smile. Ha 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 ha. Springtrap. You can tell I'm smiling, right? Sorry if it's not very noticeable because of the robotic suit. It's kind of hard to do some things with this stuff ingrained in your body. Nezu. Well, it seems the family has reunited, but what happened to you to make you look so haggard? Yanko. Well, that's a long story. Who wants to start? A2. I'll pass, I don't feel like talking to a bunch of useless humans. Looking sideways at Izuku with a not so noticeable blush. Raiden. It's better if father tells it. He knows how to tell it. Tell me, father, he would do us the honors. Springtrap. Well, if my little ones insist so much, then I'll gladly tell you. The good thing is that I remember it like it was yesterday, in spring, at sunset, hahaha. Chapter 6 Discovering the Truth. Warning. If you haven't seen the previous chapter, I recommend you go and watch chapter 4. If you watch this one before chapter 4, you won't understand much and you might spoil it for yourself. With that said, let's begin this beautiful story. End of warning. Springtrap narrates. After the government ordered me killed because of my deranged mind, I had to fake my death and hide in the deepest, most secluded part of the city. That's where I set up my lab. Luckily, there was a junkyard nearby, and let's just say people throw away good stuff there, and dangerous stuff too. But as the saying goes, one person's trash is another person's treasure. I built my lab with that stuff and some things I stole from the government, like the Eye of God. This device lets you see everyone in the world on a screen. I had some allies, like Detective Naomasa. He also helped a lot in creating my other children, since they aren't entirely robots. A2 and Raiden are brothers, though. Naomasa found them in terrible condition, so he replaced their damaged parts with the prosthetics they have now. But since I didn't have much at the moment, I was making them little by little. Luckily, I still had contact with some government agents, and they helped me retrieve my belongings, which I had to leave behind in my haste. But then one night, someone knocked on my door. It was Naomasa, bringing someone else Yanko. He looked terrible, so I did the same with Raiden A2. But with their prosthetics, they would be destroyed very quickly, so I put them in cryogenic suspension and started working on a new technology called nanobits. A small amount of these in your body will coat your internal organs. If the user has a strong will, they can easily control the nanobits. They just have to say what they want through their mind and the nanobits will do it without any problem. But if the wearer lacks that willpower, then they will be controlled by the nanobits. So I started looking for hosts, but they all failed on every single attempt. The reason I didn't use my children is because I didn't want to risk losing them, so I continued my search, thankfully with God watching over me. But one day I got tired of sitting so much, so I got up from my chair, put on a disguise, and walked through the streets. William. I'd forgotten how bright the city was during the day. So much time hiding has clouded my mind. I'd better go sit somewhere. William went to sit on a bench in a children's playground. William, these kids bring back beautiful memories of that time, hahaha. I still remember the name of that pizzeria was Freddy Fazbear, but hey, the lives of those 5 kids were worth it after all. Springtrap was deep in thought until he heard some children screaming. The XTRA1. Quick, run, here comes Izuku with his bat. Izuku. Hey, where the hell are you going? Come here, you bastards. I'm not finished with you yet. The XTRA2. Well, please stop chasing us. Izuku kept chasing them but tripped over a leg. The XTRA1. Damn Deku, you'll see when we tell Bakugo this, you'll regret it. Izuku. Well, do it then, and the next time he tries to fight me, I'm going to take out one of his eyes with my rusty knife. Izuku notices Afton's presence. Izuku. Excuse me, sir, I didn't see you. William. Don't worry, kid. And who were they? Your thugs or what? Izuku. PFFFT, they're not even good at that. They act like this with me because I'm quirkless. William. Oh, Quirkless, he. Izuku. If there's a problem with that, old man. William. No, none, it's just that most Quirkless never defend themselves. Izuku. It's because the other Quirkless are a bunch of weaklings who don't even try to defend themselves, but I'm not like that handful of weaklings. I'm going to be different from the others. William. Oh really? Maybe this kid is the key to being the right host for my nanobits. I'll have to keep an eye on him to learn more about him. And that was my first encounter with Izuku. From that day on, I started watching him. Let's just say your life wasn't so great, Izuku, but you still had that pride, that light that never went out. And the day you had your last confrontation with your ex-friend, I went personally to see if you would really keep your promise. Let me tell you, I was surprised because you actually did, and from that moment I knew you were the one, that you would be the person who would create a new world. But Al told me you weren't ready yet, so I just waited a little longer. End of Springtrap's narration. Izuku. And after that day I met the girls, but let's just say that. Springtrap. Some guy beat Izuku to it and ended up getting them both, haha. Izuku. Yes, that's it, and you took advantage of that to create that big accident, not just to take me with you, no. Springtrap. That's right. Nezu. But what happened after that left you like this? Springtrap. Well, from the first experiments with Izuku, the nanobits, upon entering Izuku's body, saw them as a worthy host. Izuku, possessing great mental strength, was able to control the nanobits very well and helped me in the creation of Yunko, Raiden, and A2, making them difficult to kill. Springtrap. Also, to give Izuku more knowledge about his power, I put him through training and sent him on assassination missions. Izawa. Yes, but there's no need to remember that Nightblood disappeared for a long time. What happened that time? Izuku. What happened is that I found out what he was doing in his lab, which he kept so hidden. Flashback. Izuku, where the heck are you, William? I need to know what my next mission will be. Izuku kept looking for him, but then he saw that the door William had been protecting so much was open. Izuku. Should I or shouldn't I? Meh, because I don't want to see what William is hiding there. Upon opening it, she noticed a bunch of brains with eyes and glass tubes filled with water, dissected bodies on hospital tables, the kind used for autopsies. Izuku. What the hell is all this? Oh Izuku, I see you've already figured everything out. Upon hearing William's voice, Izuku quickly turned around and activated his cannons. Izuku. William, what the hell is all this? Please tell me it's not what I think. William. Izuku, I won't lie to you. Everything you see here, the brains come from street children, and the bodies are theirs. Izuku. Because, why? William. You just don't understand, Izuku. I'm trying to create a new generation of soldiers, much better than those heroes. Izuku. But why with children? They had nothing to do with it. William. Oh, they have a lot to do with Izuku. These children are easy to manipulate, and once I create suitable bodies for them, they'll see me as their father and do whatever I tell them. Izuku. But why couldn't you just train them and then give them armor and weapons once they were ready, instead of doing all these atrocities? William. It's not that simple, Izuku. Sometimes people need to get their hands dirty to achieve their goals. Izuku, you know that better than anyone. Izuku. So if that's how it's going to be, then die. Izuku fired his cannons, but William was faster and activated sound waves, stunning Izuku. Taking advantage of the distraction, William went to the door behind Izuku and upon entering, he saw children's birthday party supplies and stuffed animals. There was a yellow rabbit costume, but the color had faded over time. William. Perfect. So William put on the rabbit suit and the door was destroyed by Izuku. Izuku. William, don't even think you're going to escape me. William. And who do you think is escaping, Izuku? But then some drops of water fell from the ceiling onto William's suit, which then began to make a strange noise. William. But what the hell was that noise? Those were William's cries of agony, seen and heard by Izuku until William stopped moving. Izuku. I have to get out of here as soon as possible, but first I won't leave without burning everything down. Time skips. The other three brothers were arriving from the mission that William had entrusted to them. Yunko. Hey, why is the house on fire? A2. Shit, Dad and Izuku must be there, we have to go fast. Before she could go straight into the fire, she is stopped by Yunko and Raiden. A2. What the hell do they think Izuku and Dad are doing? They can still be there. Raiden. A2, calm down, you'd get burned going in, you don't have those fire protection upgrades yet. A2. I don't give a shit if I'm against the fire, they're not there. Yunko. Hey, what's that coming out of the fire? The three brothers paid attention to what was coming out of the fire and was. William. Hahaha, my plan went completely perfectly and without a single mistake. Yunko. William, is that you? William. Oh no, son, I'm not William anymore, now I'm Springtrap. Raiden. But what happened to you, and where is Izuku? Springtrap. Don't worry, my children, your questions will be answered. But first, let's go to our new house, which is ready for us to live in. End of flashback. Izuku. After that night I disappeared for a long time. Springtrap. But the good thing is that the family is reunited again. Izuku. I'm not your family, Springtrap, not after that day. Springtrap. Well, is this how you treat the one who gave you that power? Your words hurt me, Izuku. Izuku. Stop pretending, Springtrap. I'm leaving. And one more thing. Don't make deals with him. Nothing good ever comes of it. Izuku left the office. Izawa. Evelyn, you and the others bring both classes here. The danger is under control. Evelyn. Understood, let's go girls. The four of them left the room and went to the students from the two classes who were still outside. Springtrap. A2, go with Izuku, you two have a lot to talk about. Your brothers and I will stay here and talk with the heroes for a bit before the police arrive. A2. Thank you, father. Yunko. Try to come walking on two legs, not four. Raiden. Haha. Yunko fell to the ground with a bump on her head and Raiden fell instantly. Nezu. How will we know this isn't a trap? I'm calling for reinforcements. Almight. And how did you find out about the police? Springtrap. 1. My daughter and Izuku have a lot to talk about. I doubt she'd ruin this moment to call for reinforcements. 2. I know everything and if I'm going to fall, I won't fall alone. There's someone else who also knows all this and let's just say Izuku knows him very well. So I was thinking that Izuku and the KDA could take on this mission. What do you say? But Izuku. Izuku was already at home watching TV, but his door was opened by A2 since she created a copy of Izuku's door, making it easy for her to enter. Izuku. What do you want, A2? A2. Can't I be with the person I love? Izuku. You were programmed to have hex with me and kill anyone who opposed Springtrap. A2. Exactly, but I wasn't programmed to love you, but you, Izuku, have made me madly in love with you. A2. So, if you'll excuse me, I'll go to the kitchen and prepare some food for you. Izuku. Hey, it's not necessary, I can do it. A2. Then why don't you come and help me like before? Izuku. Well, whatever, I'm getting hungry. The two went to the kitchen to prepare some food. They helped each other by passing the vegetables. Izuku, who was chopping the vegetables, wanted to see how A2 was doing in her part of the kitchen, so he took a peek and was mesmerized by what his emerald eyes were witnessing. I had forgotten how beautiful A2 was and is. A2 notices Izuku's glances and simply smiles. A2. Do you like what you see, Izuku? Izuku. Sorry, I forgot how beautiful you are. A2 lets out a small laugh and approaches him, hugs him around the waist, and brings his face close to his. Izuku. A2, what are you going to do? I'm thinking. His mouth was silenced by A2's lips, implying that he was kissing him. Izuku was surprised, but quickly came to his senses and continued the kiss, which lasted for a few minutes. They would have continued kissing if it weren't for the fact that their flesh was starting to burn. Time skips. Now the two of them were at the table eating in pleasant silence, occasionally glancing at each other. A2. Hey Izuku, there's something I want to try to do. Izuku. so it's… A2 gets up from the chair, takes Izuku's hand and makes him stand up too. A2 activates a screen from his hand and searches for a song until he finds it. The song began to play. A2 took Izuku's hand and intertwined her fingers with it, while with her other hand, she placed it on his shoulder. Izuku put his other hand on A2's back and they began to dance to the rhythm of the music. Their gazes met. Emerald eyes and grey eyes looked at each other. The atmosphere that had previously held a tension of loneliness and sadness now gave off an atmosphere of love and joy, something Izuku had long forgotten. Such was the atmosphere that the two were beginning to get closer to the point of sharing another kiss full of love and tenderness, and once they separated from the kiss, A2 rested his head on Izuku's chest, closed his eyes, and they continued dancing, enjoying each other's company. A2. Thank you so much, father, for allowing me this beautiful moment. Tell me how that part was. Did I go too far, or was it okay? I'm not very good at writing romantic topics like that. Let me know your opinion. Chapter 7. Killing part of our past. Izuku narrates. After that evening, A2 and I went straight to the room where we started doing it, and now I find myself half awake next to A2, we are both naked, the only thing covering us is the blanket, she is still asleep. All I did was snuggle closer to her and keep sleeping together. When was the last time I felt this warmth or this feeling? I thought I would never feel it again, but here I am. I'm feeling this warmth and feeling again, and I'm so glad about that. End of Izuku's narration. Just as Izuku was about to go back to sleep, his phone suddenly rang, waking A2 up and causing Izuku to lose his sleep. Izuku. I'm so pissed off. A2. Good morning Izuku, did you sleep well? Izuku. With you by my side I'll always sleep well. A2. Hahaha, you're so sweet. You'd better answer that phone. It looks like it's something important, why are you still angry? Izuku. If you say so, fine. Izuku grabbed his phone and answered. Izuku. Who is this? Why are you calling at this hour? Nezen. Good morning Mr. Izuku. I apologize if I was interrupting, but I would like you and your companion to come to the office. It seems Springtrap has given us information about someone who works for him and whom you know well in. Izuku. Springtrap has many people working for him, I don't really know if I know Hearn. Nezen. The rest of the information will be given when you come to the office. I'll be waiting for you N. Nezu hung up the phone. A2. Who was Izuku? Izuku. It was the principal. He says we should go to his office. He wants me to do a capture mission and he wants you to come with me. A2. It's working fine. Izuku and A2 took a bath, changed, and went straight to Principal Nezu's office. Nezu. I'm glad you came. A2. Where are my father and my brothers? Nezu. They are under observation. Izuku. Okay, so what is that mission? Nezu. You have been entrusted with this capture mission, as have 4 other people. Izuku. And who are those 4 people? Nezu. They're behind you. When Izuku turned around to see who they were, he realized it was the KDA. Evelyn Hollow Knight Blood. Izuku. Director, I need to know why I have to be accompanied. I don't see the need. Nezu. Springtrap decided this. Here's the location of where he is. Be careful. According to what Springtrap told us, the guy has a lot of people working for him there. Izuku. Understood A2, I'll see you later, you'll be fine. A2. Don't worry, I'm going to go see my father and brothers and how they're doing there. Izuku. Okay, fine, let's go. Izuku left the office followed by the other 4. Akali. Hey, do you always have to wear that mask? Izuku. Yes, why is there a problem? Akali. No, nothing, I just wanted to know. Evelyn. And what happened to your old suit? You have a new one. Izuku. Well, the other outfit is starting to bore me and I like this one. Kaisa. And what happened to your other sword? If I remember correctly, you had 2. Izuku. I gave the other sword to A2 as a gift and I kept this one. After that short period of questioning, they continued on their way in silence. Evelyn. Hey, how much longer until we get to that location? Izuku. Well, the location says we've arrived. They stopped and when they turned around they could see a large building whose name said Hex Bar. Ari. No, I'm not going in again. Izuku. Don't worry, I'll be the one to go in. You guys stay outside and keep watch. I'll investigate. Ari. Hey Izuku, please be careful. Izuku. Don't worry, I'll always be okay no matter what. So Izuku proceeded to enter the place and what he saw he didn't like. This place was a brothel, women dancing on poles and having hex as if they didn't care that others were watching. Izuku, this place is disgusting. I have to do this as quickly as possible if I want to get out of here. Izuku continued on his way, but he couldn't avoid some glances falling on him until he reached the counter where the person serving the drinks was already there. Izuku. Okay, straight up, I'm looking for someone named Tyler. Do you know him? Bartender. It seems you're looking for the boss, aren't you? And why are you looking for him? Izuku. I think the suit and sword I have with me should tell you something, right? So you'd better take me to your boss, and I won't have to get dirty with his filthy blood. Bartender. You think you're so great, let's see how you do with these two big lads, they already know what to do. The bartender snapped his fingers, and two big muscular black guys appeared behind Izuku. BLACK1. Hey kid, you better leave here. BLACK2. Why don't you take your toy sword somewhere else to play before we hit you? Izuku. Well, I asked nicely and you guys refused. Izuku drew his sword, turned around quickly, and with a single slash, cut them both in half, alerting everyone nearby. Izuku turned back to the bartender and placed his sword against the bartender's throat, causing him to tremble. Izuku. Judging by your reaction, I don't think anyone has challenged them or anything like that. Bartender. If I were you, I'd look back. Izuku just turned his head slightly and could see that all the men in the place were pointing their guns at him. Izuku. PFFFT, do you really think you can do anything to me with those weapons? The tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a plastic knife, but then applause was heard. Wow, that was quite a show. Why don't we all calm down and you all carry on with what you were doing while I talk to our guest? Izuku. So you're Tyler, huh? Tyler. That's right, and tell me why you're looking for me. Izuku. That's not important to you, but tell me why the eye patch. Tyler. This was all because of a damn green-haired kid. When I find this damn imbecile, I'm going to kill him, but not before torturing him. Izuku. I guess they had to take your eye out because that butterfly knife was rusty, wasn't it? Tyler. That's right, a moment like you know about that. Izuku. This knife is also the same one that took your eye. Izuku pulls out his knife and shows it to Tyler. Tyler, seeing that it was the same knife from that day, knows who is in front of him and draws his gun and points it at him. The others, seeing their boss's action, also do the same, pointing their guns at Izuku. Tyler. You bastard, I knew you'd come back someday. You have no idea how much I'm going to enjoy torturing you. Izuku. I want to see you try. Before anyone could do anything, the door was suddenly flung open, revealing that it was another member of that group. The XTRA3. Hey guys, look what I found at the entrance. It was hard to hold you back, but it'll be worth it. He said this while throwing the four girls into the center of the place. The girls showed signs of having been beaten and were barely conscious. Izuku. Girls, what did they do to you? Izuku was going to help them, but he was tied up by several chains all over his body, preventing him from passing. Tyler. Well, look who's here. There are girls, I really missed you. Ari. No, not you, please, no. Tyler. Oh Ari, you know you've always been my favorite, so I'm going to start with you first and let the others take care of your friends. Several men grabbed the girls so they couldn't escape and began tearing their clothes. Evelyn. No, you bastards. I swear I'll kill you all. Bakali. No, let me go, please. I don't want this to happen again, Izuku. Please help us. Kaisa. Mercy, please. I don't want to do this to you. Please, Izuku, save us. Ari. Don't go away from me. Leave my clothes alone. I didn't do anything to you. Stop. I want mommy. Please, mommy, save me. When Ari's sweater was taken off, she started screaming when she saw her scars. Ari. Save us Izuku, I don't want this, not again. Hi. Izuku was paralyzed by what he was seeing. Tears were falling from his eyes, not from sadness, but from anger, a pure anger he had never felt before. Izuku. You damn sons of bitches, I'll kill you and I won't let any of you get out of here alive. Hi. Several tentacles made of nanobits began to emerge from Izuku's body and surrounded him. The bartender, seeing this, pulled out his shotgun and pointed it at him. But before he could fire nanobit tentacles, they took away his shotgun and grabbed him by various parts of his body and pulled so hard that his legs and arms were torn from his torso. The nanobits had already finished with Izuku's new transformation. Once the transformation was complete, Izuku let out a powerful roar that drew everyone's attention. Tyler. What the hell is that? Quick, hold it. The same chains bound Izuku, but they only bound his arm. When Izuku saw who was creating those chains with his chained arm, he grabbed the chains and pulled the guy. He grabbed it with his hand and tore off the upper part of its torso with his mouth, leaving only its legs, which he threw on the floor and crushed with his foot and let out another powerful roar. And he fixed his gaze on what was in front of him, so he made two plasma cannons appear on his shoulders. The members of that group pointed their weapons or activated their quirks at him, but before he could attack, they were obliterated by the cannons, giving them no chance to attack or escape. Izuku avoided harming the girls with his cannons. The other surviving men went to hide in the furniture, and Tyler was hiding in one of the pieces. The XTRA-23. Sir, what do we do? That thing is killing us fast. Another extra who was with them too, only this one was shot. The XTRA-19. Sir, we are silent like flies. If you don't do something, we are going to. He couldn't finish his sentence because the blaster shot hit him, blowing his entire head off and causing his body to fall dead. Izuku. Girls, you all get out of here. I'll cover for you. It was a bad idea for you to come here. Evelyn. No way am I leaving you here with them. Izuku. Evelyn, you and the girls aren't in any condition to fight. Besides, these bullets don't hurt at all, seriously, they're like little tickles. Izuku. So please leave. You are my top priority now. Evelyn. Okay Ari, do you think you can create shields for us? Ari. This is good. Ari started making shields for the four of them. Once they were finished, the girls began to cover themselves as they ran towards the exit, while behind her Izuku covered them. Izuku. Girls, wait a moment. They turned to look at him. Izuku. I'm sorry for all the harm I've done to you. I've behaved like a scoundrel towards you all, and I just want to say I'm sorry for everything. Evelyn. Don't worry Izuku, once all this is over we'll be able to talk. Izuku simply nodded at what Evelyn said, and the girls continued their escape. And once they left that place, he knew they were now out of danger, so they proceeded to bring out the heavy artillery. Izuku. Alright you sons of bitches, it's time for you all to burn in hell. Izuku took out small missiles suitable for this place and fired them all. The girls kept running and behind them the building began to burn in flames caused by the missiles that Izuku fired, causing the girls to fall to the ground due to the size of the explosion that did not reach them, but did manage to push them. Evelyn Izuku. But from all that fire came one person, who was Tyler, but he was in worse condition. He had third-degree burns. Tyler. Please help me. His legs gave out and he fell to the floor. Now he was just crawling on the floor, but another person emerged from the fire, and that was Izuku, whose suit was still in good condition. He approached Tyler, grabbed his head, and began to force his hand. Tyler. No, please, have mercy, have mercy. I don't want to die. I'm not ready. Help. His head was torn off along with his spine. Now there was only silence, broken only by the flames that continued to consume the establishment behind. But suddenly Izuku created a wall made of nanobits to block a torrent of fire. Endeavor. The moment I heard you were going to take charge of this with some rookies, I knew something was going to go wrong, and here's what I suspected. Endeavor. So I brought the top 10 guys and the police. When Izuku looked around, he saw that he was completely surrounded by heroes and police officers. Evelyn. Endeavor, what the hell are you doing? All he did was save us. Endeavor. Silence, rookie. This is out of your hands now. We'll take care of this. They were about to continue arguing, but out of nowhere they heard laughter. Izuku. Do you seriously think you insignificant apes can stand against me? I am the next stage of human evolution. I will take this to the next level of evolution. Izuku buries his hands in the pavement of the floor. Izuku. I will be the new god for the humans of the next evolution. The hand made of stone and nanobits emerges from the ground, followed by another identical hand, then several more hands, and finally entire bodies made of stone and nanobits appear, indicating that they were golems that Izuku had created. And behind Izuku, two immense snakes emerge from the ground, only this one wasn't made of stone. Its entire body wasn't made of nanobits. Izuku took his hands off the pavement and extended them. Izuku. Alright, how about we put more soldiers into the battle? Izuku began creating more robots, but these were different from the others, as their appearances seemed more advanced than the golems. Izuku. Destroy everything in your path, my dear creations. Hahaha. The golems and robots rushed towards the heroes and police officers, while the two snakes destroyed everything in their path. In the UA interrogation room. Springtrap. Hahaha, this is simply magnificent. Izawa. Seriously, you find this funny? Springtrap. That's right, but what I find most amusing is that you all fell into my trap. Izawa. What are you talking about? Springtrap. Did you seriously think that idiot was working for me? Please, it's all part of my magnificent plan. Izawa. What plan are you talking about? Speak. Springtrap. This is just part of the plan. Izuku absolutely had to kill him since he's part of his past, and if he kills something from his past, those chains won't restrict him anymore, and Izuku will be able to take this world full of apes to the next level of humanity. Hahaha. Izawa. You knew about this? Referring to Springtrap's other children. Brayden. That's right, father, you already told us this part of your plan. Yunko. You humans are like children who have to hold an adult's hand to move forward. A2. So we will be that adult who helps them move forward and achieve new things thanks to us. Springtrap. So if you'll excuse us, we're leaving now. The roof of the interrogation room was destroyed by a large red robotic hand. The four of them climbed onto the hand and left. Azawa. Shit, code red, the suspects just escaped. I repeat, the suspects just escaped. On the battlefield. Izuku. Haha, this is truly charming, don't you think, Bakugo? Behind Izuku, Bakugo appeared in his hero costume. Bakugo. You damn nerd. Make this easy for me and surrender before I kill you. Izuku. Do you really think I'm going to listen to a monkey like you? Stop with the nonsense. Bakugo. You asked for it. Bakugo activated his explosions and lunged towards Izuku. Izuku. Go get me, you damn monkey. Izuku drew his sword from its sheath again and it began to glow while a strange symbol formed on his mask. He did the same as Bakugo, lunging towards the one ready to cut him in two. Chapter 8. All I Want Is Revenge. Narrator. The city was in complete chaos. Giant robotic snakes emerged from the ground and began destroying everything in their path. Along with them, golems made of nanobots and stones attacked the heroes and police. Endeavor. Where the heck are the reinforcements? Police Officer 1. One of the snakes ambushed them. Kamui Woods. And they can't come by air anymore, what about the heroes who can fly? In the distance, Mount Lady could be heard shouting something. Mount Lady. Hey, can you hurry up? Ryukyo and I don't know how much longer we can put up a fight. Hawks. And you think it's easy to deal with these golems? They're harder to kill than I thought. S-Genist. We're very disorganized. We need to get together and make a new plan. Yorimusha. And how do you expect us to organize ourselves if there are these things everywhere? It's difficult to come up with a plan. Deadshot. Yoroi, behind you. Four golems appeared behind Yoroi ready to kill them, but a giant saw made of diamond cut them down. Endeavor. Newbies. Ari. Sorry for the delay, we were a little busy, Ari said with her quirk at full power, her 9 tails covered in diamonds. Evelyn. The girls and I have a plan. Evelyn appears with new weapons behind her back, her eyes like a feline's, and her claws look sharper and larger, indicating that she was not holding back against those golems. And finally, the last 2 Kaisas arrived, carried by a collie in her arms. But what stood out most about Kaisa was her appearance and the 2 cannons floating behind her. It seemed very strange to see her. Mirko. Okay, speak quickly, what's the damn plan? Because I'm getting fed up with these golems. Evelyn. This is the plan, and if you want this to work, stick to the plan. An explosion was heard in the distance. Izuku. What's wrong, you damn explosive ape? Are you tired yet? Bakugo. Me, get tired. Ha. In your dreams, you damn nerd. Izuku. Well then, what are you waiting for? Come here so I can cut off your head. The two launched themselves at each other again. Bakugo used his explosions to attack, while Izuku simply blocked them and his sword absorbed the explosions. Bakugo. Attack already and stop blocking like a coward. Izuku. If that's what the ape wants, but be aware that those words marked your end in this life. Izuku dissolved into nanobots and disappeared from Bakugo's sight. Bakugo. Now you're hiding. You're still a bastard. Bakugo suffered a large cut behind his back. Bakugo. You piece of shit, you'll pay for that. But Izuku appeared in front of him and a large cut appeared on his chest, causing blood to gush out. Bakugo. Cough, how cough can you move so fast? Izuku. Bakugo, I'm better than you in every way. Izuku creates chains and inserts them into Bakugo. Bakugo. Ugh, why are you doing all this? You have everything I want, what do you want most? Izuku. I just haha. All I want is revenge. I'll kill everyone who made my life a mess. Bakugo. You say not everyone. Izuku. That's right, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Izuku raises his sword and the chains force Bakugo to his knees and lower his head. Izuku. So Bakugo Katsuki dies for me, dies for my sins. Izuku began to lower his sword towards Bakugo's neck, indicating that he was going to cut off his head. Bakugo. If I go, I'm taking him to hell with me. Bakugo began to glow, and when Izuku's katana touched the back of Bakugo's neck. But the others. Endeavor. Die, you damned golems. Burning some golems. While Kamui Woods, Mount Lady, Ryukyo and Ari had one of the snakes subdued. Hawks. I'm getting reports that the second snake is coming this way right now. Evelyn. The plan is working perfectly now. But before he could say anything else, the whole place exploded. Sending everyone flying and filling the place with smoke. Evelyn got up after that explosion. Blood was coming from her forehead and she couldn't see anything through all the smoke. Evelyn. Og shit, what the heck happened, girls? Og. Evelyn fell to the floor again due to a pain in her leg. When she looked at what was in her leg, she saw that it was a piece of metal. Evelyn. Great, just what I needed. Evelyn was about to remove that piece of metal, but in all that dust she saw a figure. Instinctively she unsheathed her claws again. The figure, emerging from the dust, could see. Bakali. Evelyn, it's so good to see you. Approaching her to help. Bakali. Do you have any idea what happened? Evelyn. I don't know, it all happened so fast. Everything was going so well, but suddenly an explosion appeared out of nowhere. We have to find the others. Help me get that piece of metal out of my leg. So Akali helped him remove that piece of metal, and to stop the bleeding, she grabbed a rope she found nearby and tied it around Evelyn's leg so the pressure of the rope would prevent more blood from flowing out. Akali. Okay, it's time to find the others. Come on, lean on me. So the girls continued walking slowly past Evelyn's wound. But suddenly the smoke was dispersed by the propellers of a helicopter that was above them. Akali. Will it be the reinforcements or the journalists? Evelyn. What does it matter? Both of them are completely useless. Then both of them are hugged by Kaisa. Kaisa. Girls, I'm glad you're okay. I thought I'd lost you. Where is Ari? Bakali. We don't know, we thought he was with you. Kaisa. No, I thought I was with you. Evelyn. Quick, we have to find. Here I am, girls. The three of them, upon hearing their friend's voice, turned to look at her, but were frightened by her current state. Ari was covered in blood. All her clothes were burned and torn, and pieces of diamonds and metal were embedded in parts of her. Her condition was due to the fact that she was closest to the explosion. Ari couldn't take it anymore, her legs gave out, but before she could hit the ground. Isa grabbed her, laid her on the ground, and placed Ari's head on her lap. Ari. Where is Izuku? He's okay. Evelyn. Ari Izuku may be okay, but you're not okay. We need to get you to a hospital, and fast. Ari. I don't care how I am, what I care about is Izuku. I want to know how he is. Evelyn. Don't worry Ari, don't strain yourself talking, everything will be alright. Endeavor. Rookies, air and ground reinforcements along with medical aid are already here. Isa. Until finally no. The doctors came quickly to treat Ari's wounds and after stabilizing her somewhat, they took her to the ambulance where the other girls got in, since they also needed to go to the hospital to treat their injuries. Hahaha. Laughter could be heard in the distance, and when they looked to see what it was, they saw Izuku walking calmly towards them, carrying Tyler's head and Bakugo's head in his hands. Izuku. That was a huge explosion. But out of nowhere, Izuku lets go of the heads and his eyes close, then he opens them again and takes in all the destruction. Izuku. But what the hell happened here? Did a plane full of passengers crash here? All the heroes and the armed forces, upon seeing Izuku, point their weapons at him with their quirks activated. Izuku. Hey, but why all this aggression towards me? What harm have I done to deserve having someone point a gun at me? Endeavor. Do you seriously think we're going to believe that lie? Look at everything you caused. There are too many casualties, and you caused a huge explosion that ended up affecting some heroes, and those who were closest took the most damage, including one of the 4 rookies. Izuku. Wait, what do you mean I'm done? Just a minute, how are the girls Evelyn, Ari, Akali, and Kaisa doing? Hawks. The children were taken to the nearest hospital along with the other heroes to treat their injuries. Izuku. I have to go see how they are. She said they're at the nearest hospital. Izuku. I'd like to stay and talk more, but I'm leaving. So Izuku dissolved into nanobits and left. Endeavor. Damn it, quick, all units to the nearest hospital, quick. At the nearest hospital, it was complete chaos. Nurses were running around because of the number of patients, and even more so with the recent explosion. The number of patients kept increasing. But the doors opposite were suddenly flung open by a handful of nanobits who headed to the reception area and, once there, transformed back into Izuku. Izuku. I'm looking for these 4 girls. I was told they were here. Handing over a piece of paper with the 4 girls' names. Receptionist. 3 of them have already been seen and are in the waiting room, but the 3rd is in surgery. Izuku. Which room are they in? Receptionist. Are you a relative or someone close to the girls? Izuku. Yes, I'm very close to the 4 girls since I'm their manager. Now give me their room number. Receptionist. Room C208 is located on the 2nd floor and please proceed with caution as there are people sleeping there. Izuku. Okay, thank you very much for your help. Izuku left the reception area and headed to the 2nd floor where he took the elevator and pressed a button that would take him to the 2nd floor. The elevator doors closed and it began to ascend. I will kill them all and when I say all, I mean all. Those phrases repeated themselves over and over in Izuku's head. The only thing he remembered before all that chaos was when he ripped Tyler's head off and nothing else. When he came to, everything was in chaos. Izuku? Was it the nanobits that took control for a moment, or is this what I truly desire and am just suppressing it? The elevator doors opened and Izuku stepped out in search of the room the hospital receptionist had indicated. Izuku continued his walk through all the hospital corridors where he saw nurses going in and out of the rooms. Izuku? Well, it's here. I think it's time to face this once and for all. Izuku grabbed the doorknob, turned it, and opened the door where he could see only the three girls, indicating that Ari was the one in surgery. Upon hearing the door open, they fixed their gazes on the door where Izuku stood without his mask. Izuku? Hey girls, I think it's time to talk, right? Evelyn. Izuku. Please leave here and never come back. Elsewhere, Springtrap's base. Yunko. So, Dad, what was it you wanted to achieve with all that? Springtrap. Oh, very easy, son. It was creating fear, doubt, and anger in the heroes towards Izuku. Brayden. Wouldn't other methods be better? Springtrap. Yes, there was, but there would be some loose ends, and I don't want my plan to be ruined. A2. So you'll make everyone want to kill or stay away from Izuku. Springtrap. That's right, and when Izuku sees that humans have turned their backs on him again, he'll return to us, to his true family. Springtrap. And so the future we all dreamed of will finally become a reality. Brayden. You gave the heroes false information about that guy working for you, and once Izuku killed him, he was going to reveal his true nature. Yunko. And the heroes and those four girls when they see who's hiding under that mask. A2. The heroes will want to hunt him down, and those four girls will tell him to stay away from him because of the fear they will have of him revealing his true self. Springtrap. That's right, and from what I've been told, my plan is working perfectly, hahaha, I'm a freaking genius. Springtrap. Oh, and there's one more surprise, and that is that I want to introduce you to your new brother. Yunko. Are you serious, Dad? Another brother? Springtrap. Don't worry, they'll like him a lot when they meet him. Brayden. And where is he? Springtrap. Oh, he's been here the whole time, son. Don't you want to introduce yourself to your other brothers? Hello dear brothers and sister, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, father. Thank you so much. A2. Well, at least he has manners. And what name did your father give you? I actually put it on myself, so call me Ultron. Chapter 9 A Great War is Coming. Narrator. We find ourselves in an interrogation room where Izuku could be seen sitting while behind the window we could see Principal Nezu, Almight, Endeavor, Azawa, Midnight and Detective Namasa, all of them were talking amongst themselves about a specific topic. Almight. Are you saying that he surrendered himself without putting up any resistance? Endeavor. That's right, which is why I'm most worried about those who let themselves be captured without putting up any resistance, so I've increased security at the police station in case he's plotting something. Nezu. Well, what are we waiting for? We need to go talk to him. So all those named went to the room, and the first to speak was Nezu. Nezu. We need to get straight to the point, Mr. Izuku. It's best if you cooperate and tell us everything you know about Springtrap. Izuku. Or else Nezu, I remind you that governments all over the world will be watching me, since I, and no one else, can defeat Springtrap. Endeavor. It's like governments are protecting him. Nezu. That's right, they know that nothing can stop Springtrap, and since they saw one of their creations rebel against him, they think he knows how to kill him. Azawa. And what will happen once he accomplishes his mission? Nezu. They will have to execute him since both he and Springtrap must be eliminated from the face of the earth. Izuku. Even if I gave them that information, it wouldn't do them any good. The fifth brother has already been awakened, and a war is coming. Humans versus machines. I acted too late. I let my emotions get the better of me again. Izuku. There's nothing more that can be done, Nezu. The only thing you can do is fight against your own creations. That's all I'm going to say. Almight. This isn't getting anywhere. We're going to put you in containment. Take him away. Two officers then took Izuku to his cell. Almight. What should we do, Nezu? All we know is that Springtrap has created something new and that war is coming. Nezu. I'll have to talk to the other governments about this to see what they have in mind. Midnight. Hey, has anyone seen Detective Namasa? Azawa. That damn speedster. Don't let him get near Izuku. The officers were taking Izuku to his cell, but… Bang. Bang. The two officers fell to the ground dead from two gunshots that were heard behind them. Izuku. You were taking your sweet time, Namasa. Namasa. Then you complain. We have to leave here quickly before the reinforcements arrive. Izuku and Namasa went through the back door where Namasa's car was parked. Instead of opening the door, Izuku pressed himself against a car window, managing to open it and entering the process. Naomasa simply opened the driver's door and started the car. Naomasa. I'm serious, I finished paying it today. Izuku. Then you complain. We have the entire police force and the heroes behind us, so step on the gas. So Naomasa started the car and they accelerated like crazy. Springtrap. Alright kids, your older brother is about to arrive. Naomasa is already bringing him. Yunko. So, father, what's your grand plan regarding all of this? Springtrap. My plan will be revealed once we win this great war that's coming. I want to tell you my plan, but for fear of betrayal, I'll have to wait until all of this is over. Ultron. If that is what you want, father, then so be it. A2. Whatever, I'm leaving. Raiden. And where are you going? A2. I'm going to Izuku's room. I'll be waiting for him there. If he asks for me, which is obvious, tell him I'm waiting for him in his room with his welcome gift. He'll know what I mean. A2 left the room and headed towards Izuku's room. Yunko. They can't lower her fever levels. If those two couldn't let her sleep before, I don't even want to imagine what it'll be like now. Raiden. You're not the only one suffering here. Springtrap. It's just that those two remind me of the younger days I had with my wife. At that moment, the door was opened by Naomasa, who was with Izuku. Naomasa. Well Springtrap, we're here now. Izuku. So you're the fifth brother, what's your name? Ultron. It's also a pleasure to meet you, Nightblood. My name is Ultron. Izuku. Wow, I'm glad to know Raiden isn't the only one with manners here. Izuku. And where's A2? I don't see her around here. Raiden. She's in your room. She decided to give you your welcome gift there. Izuku. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to receive my welcome gift. Springtrap. But make it quick, we need to warn everyone. Izuku. I'm not promising anything. Izuku left the room and headed towards his bedroom. Springtrap. Okay, well those two are catching up, we'll get everything ready for the broadcast we're going to do. Let's go. Time skips. In the city, everything was proceeding normally while the heroes discussed what they had to do about the matter Izuku had mentioned before Naomasa helped him escape. But suddenly, televisions, phones, and every technological device with a screen began to malfunction, displaying only static images. Then, suddenly, the screens of all technological devices began to transmit an image of a person wearing a black mask. Izuku. Attention all inhabitants of Japan. This is just a warning. A great war is approaching. Humans versus their technology. Throughout time, we have made great advances in technology, but when quirks arrived, we stopped focusing on technology and concentrated solely on quirks. Those with the brains to create great things only focus on helping heroes. Izuku. My father, formerly known as William Afton, was aware of all this. He wanted to make great advances in technology, but his mind was disturbed. This caused him to be considered deranged, and governments wanted to assassinate him and steal his technology to use it in their heroes. Izuku. But he didn't just sit idly by. He escaped, and with a little technology he could salvage and some contacts, he was able to grow back and become a new being. I was his first creation, based on his image, and then came my other three brothers and sister. Izuku. And Kido, brother, has already been awakened. Our great troops are almost ready. Now it's Springtrap's turn, formerly known as William Afton. Izuku got up from his chair and left after hearing what sounded like metallic footsteps, and Springtrap appeared and sat down. Springtrap. As you know, you're already involved in everything, but a great war is approaching. I call it the war of human evolution. Springtrap. You will have the task of knowing when, where, at what time and on what date we will attack, but I will give you a choice. You are on our side or you are against us. If you refuse to be on our side, then you are denying your evolution. Springtrap. Just imagine what you could achieve if you accept your evolution. We could cure diseases that haven't been cured yet, have the ability to call anyone without using cell phones, use your mind, and many more wonders. So think about it very carefully. Sometimes change is good. Springtrap. And you need to change your quirks. They weren't an advancement for you, they were a setback. You abandoned all your great technological advancements, and that same technology is furious and wants revenge. Springtrap. But if you accept everything I told you, she will forgive you. So with that, I'll say goodbye and think about it very carefully. Trust in communication. Thus the transmission ended and all technological devices returned to normal. But the AU. Nezu. This has escalated too far. I'll go talk to the governments. You investigate, prepare everything, and carry out an evacuation if necessary. So everyone in the room went to do as instructed, while the civilians were all terrified and didn't know what to do. Without a doubt, dark times were approaching. Chapter 10 Chaos. Izuku narrates. After we gave that announcement to everyone, in less time than it takes a rooster to crow, people went crazy. The police and heroes spread out in search of our base. Yunko. Hahaha, you should watch the news, it's a total mess out there. Raiden. You said it. Izuku. Does anyone know where Ultron and Springtrap are? A2. They are making some preparations and making improvements to some cyborgs. Izuku. Don't you think we should do something? I don't know what the heroes and governments are doing. Yunko. Yes, maybe we could do something like that or stay here in the comfort of our home. Raiden. A2. Izuku. Yunko DE. 5 minutes later. Yunko. I can't believe I was forced to come here and why do I have to be disguised as a woman? The 4 brothers were wearing costumes that covered their robotic parts. In short, each one was wearing cosplay. Izuku. Because you were acting tough with us and as punishment you had to dress up as a trap. Yunko. Oh no, you're going to say it properly and it's femboy, not torpedo. Be elegant, okay? So, with your permission, make way for this lady. Raiden. Sometimes I doubt his sexual orientation. A2. Leave it, if you have to play a role you have to do it well, right? Izuku. Well, I think that after this war, maybe Yunko will dedicate herself to acting. So the 4 brothers continued their journey through the city and could see that everything was a disaster. The only thing the television showed were news reports about strikes that had started in some countries. Izuku. No more, not much time has passed and the city is a complete mess. Yunko. Yes, well, what's the plan? Izuku. What? Yunko. If the plan wasn't right, that's why they forced me to go out and dress like this just to act as a spy, right? Izuku. Raiden. A2. Yunko. Are you serious? We are the 4 leaders who will guide this great war, including Ultron and father, who knows what those damn preparations you're making. Raiden. Relax, brother, everything in its own time. A2. Okay, listen carefully, this is the plan. We're going to split into groups of 2. Yunko with Raiden and Izuku with me. We're going to go to places where we can find information. A2. What do you think of that plan? Izuku. Well, we don't have any plans, so for now, that's the only one we have. Yunko. If that's going to be the plan then, let's get started. Thus the 4 brothers separated into groups of 2, as A2 had previously stated. Izuku. So, where do we go first to investigate? A2. What do you think about going to the UA facilities and sending a spy drone to find out what they're planning? Izuku. That sounds perfect to me. But Yunko and Raiden. They were walking when Yunko felt something touch her leg. Yunko. Yunko would see a small girl with bandages on her legs and arms and with a small horn on her head. Yunko. What the hell? Where the hell did you come from, girl? Everyone already knows who it is, no need for so much mystery. Eri. Please help me. Yunko. No, the last time I helped someone they left me almost dead, so forget it, you picked the wrong person, so. Before he could finish, Raiden silenced him with a slap to the head. Raiden. Don't be so cruel to a little girl, okay? Yunko. Then why don't you help her if you're so kind? Raiden. Okay, get out of the way. Raiden approached Eri and knelt down to her level. Raiden. Please excuse my friend, she's on her period. But tell me, what are you doing here alone and in that state? Eri was about to answer, but footsteps were heard from the alley. Eri panicked and hid behind Raiden's legs. When Raiden saw that the girl acted that way upon hearing those footsteps from the alley, he knew that the girl was being followed, so he went on guard. When Yunko saw Raiden get into a fighting stance, he knew something bad was going to happen, so he also got into a fighting stance. Chisaki. You know, Eri, this is starting to get annoying. The person wearing a crow mask came out of there. Raiden. Excuse me, but who are you and what is the girl's identity? Chisaki. I am Kai Chisaki, that girl is my daughter. Yunko. Well, I should be more careful with that brat. Hi. Excuse me, she's very curious. Raiden. And why is she dressed like that and with those bandages? And don't tell me she's always falling. I know very well what children's injuries look like when they fall, and that's not normal at all. Yunko. For God's sake, Raiden, only that damn girl, she's his daughter, no I've got an idea. Yunko took the girl. Yunko. Fine, we'll give it to you, but how much are you willing to pay for it? Hi. Are you seriously asking me that? Raiden. Yunko, what the hell is wrong with you? Hi. Hey, tell your girlfriend to stop playing games, and Eri, you'd better come here. Chisaki began to remove his glove. Eri, seeing this, broke free from Yunko's grip and went to Chisaki. Chisaki. Well, I think everything's sorted out now, so let's go. Yunko. It's good that this whole show is over. Raiden, now let's go, we have more important things to do. Raiden kept his gaze fixed on Chisaki. He knew what was happening, so he drew his sword and lunged at Chisaki. Yunko. Wait Raiden, stop messing around. But Izuku and A2. They were walking towards the UA and already had a plan of what to do. Izuku. And tell me A2, what have you been doing on the days I was gone? A2. We haven't done much already doing the missions that father gave us. Izuku. And tell me, aren't you tired of always receiving orders? A2. Izuku, I was programmed for that and to satisfy your carnal desires. Izuku. Yes, but I made a feeling grow in you, something that isn't in your programming, and you say you can't disobey Springtrap because it's in your programming. A2. That's because that's different. Izuku. And how are we supposed to know if you really love me? What if Springtrap put that feeling in you when he gave you your updates? A2. What are you trying to tell me? Izuku. What I'm trying to say is that Springtrap instilled that feeling of love towards me just so I would be in his army. A2. Are you listening to yourself? I truly love you. If I'm not like Evelyn, Akali, Kaisa or Ari, then this is something that arose from within me. Izuku. Then why don't you reveal yourself to Springtrap? I know he's plotting something bigger and more dangerous. A2. Bigger than this war. Izuku. Maybe. Suddenly, the television station switched to news channels. Reporter. Today at 12:05 p.m. a fight broke out. From what you can see, a being made of concrete is fighting with two people while the woman is carrying a girl. A2 mirrored his son Raiden Y Yunko. Izuku. Think about it carefully. You don't always have to be in Springtrap's shadow. If that feeling is truly natural, then show that your emotions are real by rebelling against Springtrap. But Yunko and Raiden. Yunko. Damn Raiden, do you really have to get into trouble over a little girl? And the worst part is that you end up involving me too. Raiden. Yunko, just shut up and keep looking after the girl. What's your problem with that? Yunko. My bucking problem is that I hate children. Raiden. Look, I don't care what your problem is with the kids, just do what I told you. Hi. You damn idiots, don't you understand? That girl has a gift with the ability to rewind and destroy quirks. Raiden. I cannot allow a child to be tortured for your selfish purposes, so I will have to kill. Raiden began running towards Chisaki, skillfully dodging the attacks he launched. Chisaki leaped to where Raiden's arm was, which he cut off in an instant. Hi. You idiot. You'll pay for cutting off my arm. And where did you go now? Chisaki felt as if something was pulling on his tail that he had created, and when he saw what it was, he could see it there. Raiden. Let's see if you can fly. Raiden lifted Chisaki and threw him into the air. He leaped down, landing on his tail, and began to run, slashing all the way down until he reached Chisaki's head. There, he plunged his sword into Chisaki's skull and descended, continuing to cut him in two. Before reaching the end, he took a great leap, landing on his feet and sheathed his sword while an image of Kai Chisaki is split in two. Raiden. It's time for us police officers and heroes to leave, they're already on their way. Yunko. Good, let the heroes take care of the brat, we've already done the rest. Raiden. No, I know where to leave the girl. Let's go. Yunko. And what about A2 and Izuku? Raiden. We'll find them along the way. Yunko. Okay, but hold the girl now, I'm tired of carrying her. Raiden picked up the girl and carried her. Then they left the crime scene before the heroes arrived. Eri. Sir, where are you taking me? Raiden. Don't worry, child, I'll take you to a safe place. With A2 and Izuku. They were running in the direction of Raiden and Yunko. Izuku. Who do you think made all that mess? A2. It's not obvious that everything in that mess has Yunko's name, there's no need for so much mystery. Izuku. Why does he hate Yunko so much? Before answering, A2 ended up bumping into someone. Yunko. Hey, why don't you look, where are you guys? How did it go for you? A2. Yunko, what the hell did you do now? Yunko. You barely arrived and they're already accusing me, and for your information, the culprit was that idiot Ray just for wanting to save that damn girl he's holding in his arms. Izuku. Seriously, why does he hate the children who made you so much? Yunko. What do you mean by me? No. What do you mean by me? Raiden. Look, we don't have time. The heroes and the police are hot on our heels. The story will be told later. A2. Okay, but we need a means of transport, but a fast one. Izuku. I'll take care of that. Izuku fixed his gaze on a minivan, raised his hands, and nanobots began to emerge from his arms, heading towards the car and completely covering it. In a matter of 10 seconds, the nanobots returned to Izuku's arms, revealing what he had done to the minivan. Ignore the bottom part. Izuku. Okay, everyone inside, I'll drive. So everyone got into the armored truck. A2 sat in the front next to the driver, Izuku went in the driver's seat, and Yunko, Raiden, and Eri went to the back of the truck. Yunko. Alright, let's go, here come the heroes and the police. Izuku. Alright ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Izuku proceeded to start the car. Once it was running, he pressed the accelerator pedal all the way down. Izuku. What do you think about putting on some music to set the mood and help us forget that a bunch of cops and heroes are following us? Before anyone could answer his question, Izuku had already laid it out and stepped further into the clearing as the police and cars, the helicopters, and the flying heroes were catching up to them. This is the music Izuku played. Or you can play the music that's at the beginning of the story, whichever you like. Now we focus on a middle-aged lady and her grandson who were waiting for the traffic light to turn red so they could cross the street. Grandson. Grandma, why don't we just cross? There aren't any cars around here. Grandma. My son, even if that's the case, you always have to wait for the traffic lights to turn red. You should never be overconfident, my son. Even if you think you have it all or that everything is going according to plan, life will take care of changing all that. Grandma. So take this as advice from your grandma. Then our protagonists speed past in their blue truck, followed by the police and the heroes who had been chasing them. Grandson. But what was all that? Grandson. Now you see what I mean. Grandson. It seems you were right, Grandma. I'm sorry for doubting you. Grandma. No problem, son. Now let's go home. Your grandfather should have arrived by now. Grandson. Yes. I can't wait for my grandfather to tell me the story of how he fought the devil in the mountains. Grandma. You never get tired of hearing that story, do you? Grandson. That's right, I'll never get tired of hearing that story. Grandma. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go. With our protagonists. A2. Damn it, Izuku, when was the last time you drove? Because you drive like a maniac. Izuku. Everyone drives however they want in this damn chase. Yunko. If this is our end, I want to tell you I hate Mexicans, for God's sake, one is more horrible than the other, and they're a bunch of hypocritical assholes who spend their time saying, "Long live Mexico." But seconds later they're crying saying they want to leave their damn country. Yunko. If I ever go to Mexico, I'm going to use the same technique that was used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Raiden. Yunko, why don't you shut up already? Yunko. Oh Raiden, please, did you think Mexicans were a new kind of monkey? A2. They could shut up and do something useful, then we can talk about which countries we hate the most. By the way, I hate Peru, everyone there is ugly, they look like homunculi. Izuku. Listen up, you sons of the Great Wall of China, we have almost half the city chasing us, and you're arguing over countries that aren't worth a damn. Suddenly, a large shadow covered the car for a few seconds, and a dragon appeared in front of them. Ryukyo. You have no way out. Stop the car and surrender passively. Izuku was looking for a way out until an idea occurred to him. Nanobots began to emerge from the truck and positioned themselves in the middle of it. They started grabbing pieces of the ground until they formed a ramp made of cement, and then the nanobots returned to the truck. Izuku. Alright ladies and gentlemen, you'd better hold on to your seats because you're going to see some turbulence. A2. Oh shit, I'm getting a call from Dad. Yunko. Well, what are you waiting for? Answer now so he can get us out of this. A2 decides to answer Springtrap's call. Springtrap. Can you tell me what Yunko did to make them be in that situation? Yunko. What's wrong with you? This time it wasn't me who was responsible for all this, it was Raiden. Springtrap. How do I know you're not lying? It's very common for you to lie, even to the one who brought you back to life. Raiden. No, father, this time it was me who caused all this. Springtrap. Wow, that's something new. A2. What happened will be explained later. Now we need you to help us lose the heroes and the police. Springtrap. Okay, I'll send you some coordinates so you can get out of. Izuku. Fly away, you sons of bitches. Izuku activated the truck's turbo, making it go faster than before, allowing it to clear the ramp and fly over Ryukyo. But Springtrap and Ultron. Springtrap sent them the coordinates and cut off communication. Ultron. Problems with my brothers, father. Springtrap. Let's say so, you're done with your part. Ultron. That's right, father, everything is almost ready. Springtrap fixes his gaze ahead. Everything was dark, but the light suddenly turned on, revealing a vast horde of robots large, medium, and small all, awaiting their creator's command to attack whoever stands before them. Springtrap. The big show is almost here, and the conclusion of this story is almost here, haha. Chapter 11. The war is about to begin. A2. Okay, Dad already sent me the locations. Izuku. What are you waiting for? Put them in the GPS already. A2. That's what the hell I do. Yunko. Hey, not to interrupt, but those bastards are still behind us. Izuku. Yunko, there's a minigum next to Raiden, take it and you already know the rest. Yunko. If you'll allow me, Raiden, I'm going to borrow this. Thank you. Yunko took the minigum, walked over to the truck door, and kicked it open. Yunko. Very well gentlemen, the chainsaw goes vrum vrum, and the minigum goes rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Yunko began shooting indiscriminately at anyone he saw in front of him. Time skips. Springtrap. Now can you tell me what happened and why Yunko is dressed as a woman? Yunko. All I'm going to say is Raiden, Izuku and A2 are entirely to blame for this. I'm just a victim. They forced me to go with them and dressed me as a woman. A2. But we never told you to wear heels. Yunko. I had to combine, no. Springtrap. What do I care about that? All I want to know is why a bunch of heroes and police officers were chasing them. Yunko. He did the hero and saved a girl from her kidnapper. Springtrap. Wait, a girl. And can you tell me where Raiden is with the girl? Izuku. Raiden already took her to a safe place where she can be properly cared for and don't even try to look for her because I'll personally kill you if you do anything to her. Springtrap. So you're threatening me? Izuku. Take it however you want, Springtrap. At that moment, Izuku is targeted by Ultron and Yunko. Izuku. What do you think you're doing? Ultron. Isn't it obvious I'm pointing at a traitor? Yunko. You betrayed Dad, then you put him in that suit and leave him to die, and then you come back like nothing happened. No, I don't believe that. A2. You know what? You would lower your weapons. A2 had his sword at Springtrap's neck. Springtrap. A2 can tell what you're doing. A2. Well, I'm rebelling against you, father. I'm fed up with only receiving orders from you. I'm sick of that crap and I thank Izuku for making me snap out of it. Springtrap. It was to be expected that this would happen, and now what will happen? A2. Now you're going to let us go, or else you're going to come here yourself. Izuku. It's better if I listen to her. Even if you shoot me, it'll only take a few seconds for me to regenerate, but Springtrap can't do that, so you'd better decide quickly. Springtrap. Let's go. Yunko. Seriously, this has to be a. Springtrap. I said let them go, it's the only thing we can do. Yunko and Ultron stopped aiming at Izuku, and A2 removed his sword from Springtrap's neck. A2 took Izuku's hand and they ran away. Springtrap. Yunko, call B900 and tell him I have a mission he'll like. Ultron, contact Raiden and tell him Izuku betrayed us again, and his sister betrayed us too. I want them captured alive, not dead. Understood. Yunko. Ultron, you have a father. But Izuku and A2. A2. Okay, now where do we need to go? Izuku. I have something in mind, but I don't think you like it. A2. In the situation we're in now, I think I can handle it. Before they could continue running, something fell in front of them. B900. We finally meet again, Nightblood. Izuku. Springtrap probably sent it and he's not the only one he sent. A2, check the area to make sure there aren't any more of them. A2. Entendido. Izuku. And one more thing, be careful if. A2. Don't worry, I'll have it. A2 climbs some walls to get a better view from above, leaving Izuku and B900 alone. Izuku. Who's going to throw the first punch, you or me? B900. What do you think about giving it to them at the same time? Izuku. Fine, whatever you say. Hey Aya. B900. HAAAAAA. Both launched themselves at each other, their swords clashing on impact, thus beginning the fight. But A2, she was checking the entire area in search of more hunting robots. A2. Raiden, I know you're there, come out now. Raiden. So it's true, isn't it, about what father told me? Raiden. I expected it from Izuku, but never from you. A2. Izuku and I have our own reasons for why we did it. Raiden. Then why don't you tell me those reasons? You and I are supposed to be just brothers, right? So tell me. A2. Okay, I'll tell you, but it's up to you whether you believe me or not. But Izuku and B900. B900. Your lucky father still wants them alive, because if he didn't, he would have attacked you at any moment. Izuku. You, more than anyone, know that you can't beat me. B900. And who says I was fighting with you? Izuku. Then why A2? B900. You finally connect the dots, my part of the work is done. B900 lowered his weapons and ended up being cut in two by Izuku. Izuku didn't stay there any longer and went to A2 to see if she was okay. Izuku was floating, looking everywhere for A2 until he spotted her standing on a rooftop looking towards the horizon, so he approached her. Izuku. A2 estás bien? A2. If I'm fine, you have nothing to worry about. It's best if we leave before anything else happens. Izuku and A2 left the place in the direction they had agreed to go in the first place. Han Springtrap. Yunko. And what are we going to do when they bring those two here? Springtrap. I don't know about Izuku, but I'll have to brainwash A2 again. At that moment Raiden arrived. Raiden. Father, the mission was a complete failure. By the time I arrived, B900 had already been destroyed and I couldn't find any trace of it. Yunko. You failing a mission, that's something new. Springtrap. If that's all, then you two go and get some rest. I'll see what I can do about this whole mess. Raid and Yunko. Hi Padre. Raids and Yunko left the room, leaving Springtrap alone, and he took out a notebook and a pencil. Springtrap. Take away Izuku's quirk when he was little, check. Make Izuku grow fond of those 4 idols, check. Pay that guy to sleep with all 4 of them, so Izuku loses hope again, check. Send a missile along Izuku's route to create an opportunity to kidnap him, check. Springtrap. Give Izuku that power and then show him my true face so he can get into this suit. Ready, make Izuku and his brothers go out into the city and cause chaos. Ready, now there are only 3 steps left to dominate this world. Springtrap. Make the other governments declare war on us and tell us when and where the war is going to happen, then the Great War will follow, and finally, make Izuku kill me, and with that last step done, the world will be totally mine hahaha. Time skips. President of Japan. The other presidents of the entire world, including myself, declare war on Springtrap and all his troops. Chapter 12 The beginning of the war. PJ, President of Japan. As you have heard, we declare war on Springtrap due to the following attacks that have occurred in the city by him. We were forced to declare war. PJ. So citizens, I ask that you please leave the country because we believe this war will affect a large part of it. The United States and some other countries have offered to give you shelter in their countries while all this is over. PJ. You have approximately 40 hours to leave the country and may God help us in this war. End of my statement. The broadcast had ended and the civilians, without wasting any time, ran to their homes to pack everything up. They had no time to lose. They didn't want to be part of something that didn't concern them. But Izuku and A2. They had seen the broadcast that was given by the President of Japan. Izuku. Oh crap, this isn't good. I had some hope that I could still stop this war, but now I see that I can't. A2. I think now we just have to stick with the plan we had in mind before. Do you think it will work? Izuku. Let's hope so, because if it doesn't work we'll have to improvise. A2. And what will you do when you finally have Springtrap at your mercy? Izuku. Isn't it obvious? I'm going to have to kill him. Both Springtrap and I are threats, but there's something that sets us apart. A2. And what is that? Izuku. He's not right in the head. He lets himself be guided by those voices in his head. A2. And what about yours? Izuku. Well, on the other hand, I was able to control those voices a long time ago. No matter what they say, they can't do anything because they're just simple voices and nothing more. A2. Let's hope you're right and you don't end up like Springtrap. Izuku. Don't worry, if that happens I'll self-destruct. Now let's go, it's not safe here, we need to get some things. A2. You know where to get them. Izuku. If my contact already has them, we just have to go get them and give him the money. A2. Fine, going well. But the heroes. Nezu. I think you're all already aware of the issue, aren't you? Almight. That's right, the government also wants the students from the hero course to participate in this war, right? Nezu. Yes, I tried to convince them that they are just children, but they said they would need all the help they could get. Evelyn. This is total bullshit, sending children to a war, this is what we've come to. Nezu. Whether we like it or not, there's no way the governments will change their minds. Midnight. At least the civilians are evacuating their homes, so we won't have so many civilian casualties, only heroes and soldiers. Sniper. By the way, Director Nezu, haven't they told you where all this is going to take place? Nezu. It's going to be in the Bucking City Center when the 40 hours are up. We'll already be there waiting for the enemy. Endeavor. So that's it, isn't it? Nezu. That's right. Now all that's left is for us to patrol like this so that civilians can safely reach the airports. You can leave now. All the heroes proceeded to leave the room. Now let's focus on 4 people. Ari. Well, who would have thought it? We used to be simple idols, and now we're 4 heroines about to enter a war. Kaisa. Don't forget that the enemy is a deranged madman in a robot body, with many robots and androids with very advanced technology. Bakali. And that on the enemy side is our old love from the past. Evelyn. It's noticeable that things have changed too much and for the worse. I wish everything could go back to the way it was before. Ari. But it's impossible now, all we can do is face the truth and fight. With Springtrap. He was in a bar and in front of him was the League of Villains. Springtrap. It's an honor to finally meet you, League of Villains. I think it's about time we had a conversation. And where is your boss, if I may ask? Gridgire. The master, due to health issues, cannot be here in person, so you will have to speak with him on the television that is over there. Tamura. And it's quite possible to know what you want from us. Springtrap. Isn't it obvious? I want to join forces with the League of Villains. I managed to get the Liberation Fortress to join too. It wasn't easy, but I did it, so now we just need you guys. Springtrap. So tell me, are you with me or against me? AFO. And what will we gain from that? Springtrap. Isn't it obvious something you've always fought for? Join me and your victory is assured. I'm not asking for your trust, so decide whether to join or not. Here's my card. When you've made up your mind. Springtrap. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Tamura. Master, do you think I'm telling the truth? AFO. That man has put governments around the world on high alert. War is imminent in 40 hours, so the best option is to side with the winner. But Izuku and A2. Izuku. Okay, here's what I asked for. It was hard to get, but here it all is. Now give me the payment. A2. Okay, here's your pay, it's all complete. Well, to make it clear, I was never here. A strange person disappeared out of nowhere. A2. What did you ask that guy for? Izuku. Let's just say it's a mouse. A tool that will help us later. Izuku. Now let's go, it's not safe to be out here. Time skips. Now the city was flooded in total silence. The only sounds were the wind and the papers being carried by it. The city was evacuated in a few days. There were no civilians left in the entire city. But suddenly that total silence was interrupted by the sounds of airplanes, cars, and footsteps that could be heard in the distance. And it was the entire military of Japan and some other countries. They were also accompanied by all the heroes of the country and of other countries. Almight. Well, the moment has arrived when everything will be decided. Suddenly, 2 large ships appeared out of nowhere and from them began to descend a horde of robots of all sizes and appearances. The hologram of Springtrap appeared on both Grenadier ships. Springtrap. From what I can see, you don't want to leave without a fight. I wanted to do all this peacefully, but I see that you've never liked things done the right way and only want to do them by force. Springtrap. If they want war, then they'll get war. End of transmission. The 2 ships stopped transmitting the hologram while the robots and androids got into attack position. They just had to wait for the enemy to attack first. Almight. Well, we're waiting for the charge. Both heroes and machines began running to kill each other while the 2 large ships began to open fire on the flying objects coming towards them. Springtrap. The war has finally begun. Chapter 13 In the Eye of the Hurricane. Narrator. The silence that once reigned in the city was shattered by the sounds of gunfire, screams, explosions, and buildings being destroyed or crumbling to pieces in the war raging between humans with powers and killer machines. Almight. Keep fighting. We need to reach those ships no matter what. Endeavor. And how do you plan to approach them? Both ships have very powerful shields and they shoot at anything that's flying. Hawks. You know, I thought these robots were going to do more than just kill, but surprisingly, we're getting a bit of an advantage. And Ship 1. Ultron. They're destroying our troops with relative ease. What do you plan to do, father? Springtrap. You stay calm and I'll be nervous, Yunko, Raiden, the heavy artillery is ready, the pawn machines are already fulfilling their objective. And Ship 2. Yunko. That's right, father. The Titans are ready and the machines and androids, knights, queens and rooks are ready to be sent to the chessboard. And Ship 1. Springtrap. Okay then, just wait for my order to send them. It won't be long before they're sent, so be ready when I tell you. But Izuku and A2. Izuku. Very well, A2 remembers according to plan. A2. Okay, but when all this is over, you, me, and are getting the hell out of this stupid city and going back to the desolate village you found. Izuku. Yeah, I was surprised to find that town. I thought it had been evacuated, but it wasn't that long ago that the people from that town left. A2. What surprises me most is that this town has been deserted for a long time and it's still intact as if it had been evacuated just a few days ago. But suddenly everything began to shake and in the distance, buildings and houses began to crumble. Nomus emerged from the ground and purple portals began to appear from which the League of Villains emerged along with AFO and the Liberation Fortress. AFO. Almight, it's a pleasure to see you again. Almight. AFO, it was getting strange not hearing from you. From what I see, the League of Villains and the Liberation Fortress have joined Springtrap. AFO? You always have to be on the winning team, not Almight. More pawn robots began to emerge from the 2 ships and single-pilot mini-ships were also launched for air attack. And Ship 1. Springtrap. Let the second round begin. With Izuku and A2. Izuku? Oh crap, I expected the League to unite, but I didn't expect the Liberation Fortress to be so powerful. And there are more Nomu than I imagined, and it seems they've received many upgrades. A2. Let's just hope the plan goes as we planned. Then ship 2. Raiden. Hey Yunko, father says he's about to give the signal, so you'd better get the ultimate spark in position to power up the Titans and the androids. The Rook, Knight and Queen. Yunko. At your service. Yunko went to a container made of pure iron, entered some codes, and the door opened, revealing a black cube with symbols embedded in it. Yunko. I hope father hurries up and gives the signal because this thing already wants to cause destruction. Yunko left the place towards where the Titans and androids were, leaving Raiden alone. When Raiden realized he was alone on his control panel, he activated 2 single-pilot mini-ships, put them on autopilot, and entered coordinates into them. Raiden. Alright, I've done my part of the plan, sister. Now it's your turn to do your part of the plan. With Izuku and A2. Izuku. Alright, get ready, here comes our transport. A2. Okay, I'll take care of ship 2, and you take care of ship 1. Izuku. Try not to die, okay? A2. And don't go crazy, okay? Izuku. It's a promise. The 2 mini-ships arrived and they both got on, each in their own ship, to do their part of the plan. Nave 1. Ultron. Father, both heroes and villains are already at the point. It's time to send them. Springtrap. Alright, it's time to give Yunko the signal. Springtrap Yunko, it's time for the Supreme Spark to do its job. Nave 2. Yunko. Well, little one, the father has already given the sign that, a new life. Yunko positioned the Supreme Spark and it began to tremble and emit rays that went directly toward some large machines, whose eyes lit up scarlet red upon receiving the discharge. The robots were sent to the battlefield. The war was being waged on the battlefield against heroes, villains, and robots, but suddenly a loud crash was heard, and upon seeing what that crash was, it was several Titans emerging from the ship. Once the Titans left, another army of androids emerged, but this time they looked different from the ones they had faced before. Once the entire army of new robots and Titans began attacking everything human. Afo. What the hell are you doing, Springtrap? This wasn't part of the plan. Do you dare betray me? Almight. Damn, if we fail to stop the mission the city will have to be bombed. Afo, let's form a small alliance to stop Springtrap. Afo. I can't believe I have to say this. Fine, let's make this alliance. Attention all villains. We've been betrayed by Springtrap, so to defeat him, we're going to join forces with the heroes. Then ship 2. Yunko was guarding the Supreme Spark to prevent any problems, but then she sensed 2 presences with signs of hostility, so she drew her sword and pointed it at the aggressors. He was surprised to find that it was Raiden and A2 who were pointing guns at him. Yunko. Raiden, what are you doing with this traitor? Raiden. I'm sorry brothers, but I'm out. So please remove the ultimate spark from there, or we'll have to remove it ourselves. Yunko. Well then, come and remove it yourselves, after you step over me. Then ship 1. Springtrap. This is a beautiful view, don't you think, Izuku? Izuku emerged from the darkness. Izuku. If you mean beautiful by destruction and death, then yes, it is. Springtrap. I suppose you've come to kill me and Ultron, and I imagine A2 is on the second ship with Raiden by his side to stop Yunko, am I wrong? Izuku. You're absolutely right, so make this easier for me, okay? Springtrap. Ultron, you know what to do, finish him off. Ultron. As you command, father. Ultron took position to attack Izuku, and Izuku did the same, his sword already drawn from its sheath, ready to strike and kill Ultron. Chapter 14. Our past defines who we are. On the battlefield. Hawks. Damn, these robots are stronger than before, my feathers barely hurt them. Military 53. Sir, our weapons and tanks no longer harm you. We need heavy weaponry. Endeavor. Damn it, that damn Springtrap thought of everything. Our aerobatic team can't do much against those 2 big ships and those mini-ships he's launching. Curse. And our aquatic team was ambushed by 2 large robotic water snakes. Ryukyo. Could you hurry up, Montana Lady, Gigantomachia and I. We don't know how many more of us can fight those damn Titans. Urko. We need a plan right now. These robots are no longer like the old ones. They easily withstand my kicks. Military 70. Watch out for missiles at 12 o'clock. Almight. Quick, everyone take cover or block them. Then ship 2. Yunko. I won't repeat myself, Raiden. Why are you helping her? She's nothing but a traitor. Raiden. She's my sister, and I promised her that I would take care of her and support her in everything, no matter what. Yunko. And what about me? Where do I fit in? Am I not your brother? Raiden. That's right, I never considered you a brother. Every time I saw you, I hated you just by looking at you. Raiden. I don't know how father gave you such an important mission, since you're an incompetent who can't even complete the easiest mission in the world. Raiden. And I always wonder why father went to so much trouble to bring you back from the dead if you ended up being such a complete disappointment. Yunko. So that's what you think of me, at least killing them won't be painful for me. A2. I can't wait to see you try it. Raiden and A2 drew their katanas, and Yunko repeated this action. Yunko. I want all its pieces scattered throughout this ship as a method of decoration. Yunko sped towards them, Raiden and A2 doing the same, causing their swords to clash against Yunko's. Having a struggle, Yunko was at a disadvantage since she was fighting two enemies who could give Izuku a run for his money. Yunko no, I'm fed up with everyone taking me for a fool. I still haven't fulfilled my promise to bomb all of Mexico so that those damn Mexican bastards are incinerated by the flames of my wrath. Yunko disappeared in a burst of speed, vanishing from Raiden and A2's full view. A2. Where did he go? Raiden. I don't know, my radar isn't detecting it. Stop hiding like a coward, Yunko. Yunko. Who said I was hiding from you? Yunko appeared out of nowhere, and before Raiden and A2 could react, Yunko punched Raiden in the cheek, sending him crashing into the wall. Then she went after A2, who kicked her, lifting her upwards. Yunko took advantage of this and punched her in the stomach, slamming her into the ceiling. Raiden. Sister, you will pay for harming my sister, Yunko. Yunko. Well then, what are you waiting for? Here I am, bitch. Raiden, using mini thrusters on his sword, launched himself towards Yunko and aimed a direct blow to her face, but Yunko dodged it and delivered a knee strike to his stomach, then followed up with a spinning kick to his face. Raiden quickly recovered and went to Yunko to deliver a combo of blows, but Yunko dodged them all. Raiden. How did you become so fast? Yunko. Well, it's because I've studied all their movements and movement patterns. The times we had a team mission, I observed all their movements. Yunko. When you saw me doing that, it was because I was studying all your movements. I have to thank Izuku for giving me that advice. A2. Until you finally use your head, Yunko. Yunko. Well, look who's woken up from their restful sleep. A2. I must admit that blow hurt, but you won't catch me off guard this time. A2's left arm began to emit blue rays with a white tint, almost like the color sky blue. Yunko was going to use his speed again, but this time A2 was faster than him and landed an elbow to his stomach. A2 didn't stop there. Without giving Yunko a moment to breathe, he unleashed a flurry of blows that she couldn't dodge. Yunko. Damn it, how did she get faster? She surpasses my speed. It doesn't matter if I know all her moves and patterns. Her speed protects her. A2. And for the final show, here are my last combos. A2. Now Raiden, I have the chance, do it. Raiden. Understood, sister. Yunko, let me tell you, it wasn't a pleasure meeting you. Raiden. He had created some swords that went straight towards Yunko, who didn't know what to do, so he accepted his fate. Yunko fell to the floor of the ship without an arm and without half of her body, from the waist down. Yunko. Am I really going to die like this again? I failed again, mother, father, I'm sorry for disappointing you. Suddenly Yunko had a flashback to her life. Yunko, little Yunko. Mother, why does everything I do always go wrong? No matter how hard I try, everything always turns out badly for me. Oh Yunko, my little one, but you already do something right. Yunko. Yes, and that's causing you disappointment and shame. I don't know why you still think you love me when all I've done is cause you shame and problems. Yunko began to cry from the helplessness and sadness she felt right now. But suddenly he is surrounded by his mother's arms, forming a hug. Yunko, little one, what have I told you about undervaluing yourself? You're not a disappointment or an embarrassment to me. There's something you do well, and that's giving me the happiness of being a mother, making me feel happy when I'm sad. Every moment I spend with you is wonderful. I miss those beautiful moments more than you can imagine. So son, remember these words. You're like a diamond. At first, an unpolished diamond is worthless, but when you polish it well, give it the necessary care, attention, affection, and above all, most importantly, give it the happiness it deserves, it will become the most beautiful and hardest diamond ever made. So Yunko is that diamond that's hard to break, but at the same time, the noblest and most beautiful diamond. Scene change. It was a rainy night and police patrols were surrounding a house. Officer 1. According to witnesses, a gang of Mexicans entered the house and killed the mother, leaving only her son there. When we arrived, the poor boy was crying over his mother's body. Police Officer 2. This is getting tedious. First it was their riots, now they're taking the lives of people who didn't deserve it. This is outrageous. Police Officer 3. The child is already in the ambulance. He said the robbers were wearing 3 identical shirts. Red, white and green with a symbol in the center. Policeman 1. There's no doubt it was the Mexicans. That's enough. From now on, the colonel will enact a new law. Every time there's a Mexican uprising, they'll be shot to kill. Officer 1. Don't you think that's cruel? Police. They threw the first stone. I think the most polite thing would be to answer with the same stone, right? Damn you, I'll make you all pay. I'll make each one of you die incinerated by the flames of my wrath to the point that those same flames will consume me too. I'll kill you damned wretches. Another more recent flashback. Yunko. Father, why are you giving me such an important mission as protecting the Supreme Spark, something that shouldn't be taken lightly? Springtrap. Yunko, I know you lack confidence in yourself, but I do believe in you. When I first saw you, I saw something special, just like I saw in Izuku. You are special, so whenever you think you can't do it, remember that your father believes in you. Yunko. If that's what you think of my father, then rest assured I will fulfill this mission. I promise not to let you down. End of flashback. A2. Okay sister, you'll do me the honors. Brayden. With pleasure, sister. Brayden is preparing his sword, but suddenly his entire arm and part of his chest are pulverized out of nowhere. A2 Herma. A2 was pierced through the stomach by a metal tail covered in spines and with a very sharp tip. Brayden Hermana N00000. Without remorse, the tail shot out in one swift motion, causing a lot of blood to spurt out. Not content with that, the tail, with swiftness and abdominal strength, slammed it against the wall, leaving it embedded. And the problem was compounded when they saw that the wound they both had wasn't regenerating as it should. Brayden was on his knees clutching the destroyed part. The pain was unbearable. Did they really think they could defeat me that easily, you damned wretches? Brayden. Yunko, is that really you, but how? Yunko had recovered, but what was different about him was his new form. Yunko. What does that matter now, Raiden? I promised I'd have all your damn parts scattered throughout this ship as decoration. Yunko. And when I promise myself something, I always keep my promise, no matter what. Once Yunko finished speaking, she proceeded to let out a roar that could be heard throughout the ship. Brayden. No matter how much you evolve, Yunko, that won't change the fact that you're not good at anything. Brayden took his sword in his other hand and pointed it at Yunko. Brayden. And I'll prove to you that I'm right. Yunko. Well then, come and I'll prove you wrong. Brayden, in a burst of speed, lunged towards Yunko, but Yunko disappeared from Raiden's sight. And Yunko was already in front of him. He was so fast that he didn't see when Yunko hit him with a hammer blow, causing him to crash to the ground with extreme violence. Brayden. Come on Raiden, get up, this isn't over yet, we have to keep fighting no matter what. Brayden was getting back up, he was going to take his sword, but his hand was pierced by a blade. Brayden. Ah. Brayden is lifted by Yunko until they are face to face. Yunko. Who's weak now, Raiden? A2. Let go of my brother, you damned miserable wretch. Yunko. But look who's back again, defending her, now the younger one is protecting the older one, how the tables have turned. Yunko. I'll take care of you when I've killed your sister. Yunko entangled Raiden in a steel net, then slammed him against a wall. Yunko. I hope you enjoy the show, Raiden. Now Yunko, she set her sights on A2 once again. Yunko. You two better give up, will you? You're starting to make me feel sorry for you. A2. I'm not one to give up so easily. Yunko. I should have known you were going to say that, and that's going to be the cause of your death A2. A2. Less talk, more action. A2 disappeared from Yunko's sight and reappeared beside him ready to kick him in the head, but Yunko stopped the kick with his hand. He didn't even bother to turn his head. It was as if he knew where he was going to appear. Yunko. That's right, less talk and more action. Before A2 could react, Yunko began to slam her violently against the floor as if she were a rag doll. Yunko. Come on A2, is that all you can put up against me? If so, then let me tell you that I'm beyond disappointed in you. The last blow Yunko gave A2 was so strong that it caused A2's leg to detach from her. A2 hi shit my leg Yunko, I promise you'll pay for this, you hear me og. Yunko. Oh no A2, there won't be a second chance for you to kill me. You fall here and now. Yunko began to open her mouth, from which an intense glow emanated, but a missile crashed into her face, exploding instantly. Brayden was approaching to check on his condition. Brayden A2, hold on a little longer, he's getting away. Brayden was pierced by Yunko's tail and was pulled until they were face to face once more. Yunko. Hahaha, thanks for being the first to die, Raiden. Yunko activated the beam from her mouth again, this time achieving her goal, hitting Raiden in the heart, causing it to explode into pieces before A2's astonished eyes. A2 HERMANOOOOOOO. Yunko. Ha 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 ha, oh my god, I can't believe it, I really did it, ha 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 ha. A2, you damn thing, I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you. Yunko takes A2 and starts squeezing it with her hand. Yunko. You killing me in your current state, what good jokes you make, A2, ha 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 ha. Yunko, with her other hand, grabbed the lower part of A2's body, while with her other hand, she grabbed the upper part of A2's body and began to pull A2's body, who screamed in pain. A2, hey I, Yunko, please stop, ithurts. Yunko. Ha 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 ha, scream A2, scream in pain, your suffering is my happiness, ha 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 ha. Prayak. That was the sound of flesh being violently torn away. Since A2 had been cut in half, Yunko threw the torso part up while he put the other part in his mouth and swallowed it. Yunko, with the mini cannons on his arm, aimed at A2. Yunko. Goodbye forever, A2. The mini cannons began firing at A2's body, killing her completely. Yunko stopped firing and now there was only silence throughout the ship. Yunko looked all around, seeing the remains of those who were once his brothers. Seeing that there was no one left, he deactivated his transformation, returning to his human form. Yunko. Finally, I did something right. Suddenly Yunko began coughing up blood. Yunko. But what the hell? Yunko looked at her hands and saw that she was beginning to disintegrate. Yunko. So these are the consequences of using that transformation all at once. It seems the end of my story is coming to a close. Well, I won't leave without fulfilling my promises. Yunko. Computer, as a final request, I want you to activate the nuclear missiles and aim them at Mexico. No, wait, I want you to activate several high-powered missiles and aim them at all of Latin America and set the return time to 3 seconds. Computer. Understood, Mr. Yunko. The missiles are now being activated. Active launch in 3, 2, 1. Missile launch towards Latin America was a complete success. Yunko. Well, now I can finally go. Happy, and Mom, I'm sorry for what I've become, but I guess that's what life wanted. Yunko fell to the floor and her heart stopped beating. Yunko woke in a dark place, and behind him was a white door that emanated a celestial glow, while in front of him was a field full of burning flames, in the middle of those flames was a red door. Beside him stood Death, who could only see the red Yunko door. He knew what it was all about. Yunko. I suppose you're the Grim Reaper and you're here to take me to hell, right? Grim Reaper. That's right. Yunko. Then what are you waiting for? Take me already. Grim Reaper. Wait, there's someone who wants to talk to you. Yunko. Oh yeah, and who is that? My little boy, I can finally see you again. Yunko recognized that voice immediately and turned around, where she saw her mother wearing a white dress, angel wings, and an aurora. Yunko. Are you really my mother? Jin. That's right, my little one, come and give your mother a hug. Yunko ran towards her to give her a hug, but his legs gave out, but that didn't stop him, and he ended up hugging her around the stomach. Yunko cried her eyes out, thinking she would never see her mother again. Jin. There, my child, don't cry anymore, I'm here now. Yunko. Mother, sniff, I really failed you, sniff. I did things that are unforgivable, sniff. I'm sorry for disappointing you, sniff. Yunko felt gentle caresses on his head, looked at his mother, and saw that she was looking at him with an angelic smile. Jin. It's true you did horrible things, but that doesn't change the fact that you're my son. I will still love you like never before. Others see you as a villain, but what I see is my son, my most beautiful treasure. Jin. So stand up and never bow your head to anyone. Yunko managed to get up until she was finally standing. Yunko. It's a shame I can't see you again, mother, where I'm going you won't be able to go, nor I to yours. Jin. That's right, son, but never forget that I'll always be watching over you from above, and dear mother will never forget you. Yunko and her mother hugged again, knowing this would be the last time she would see her. The hug lasted about 30 minutes until they separated. Jin. Don't forget that I love you, son. Yunko. I love you too, mother. Yunko started walking towards the red door, and when his foot touched the fire, it was being consumed by the flames the further he went. Yunko was shedding tears, but they weren't tears of sadness, but of happiness, because she was able to see her mother one last time and tell her what she couldn't say the last time she saw her. His mother could only watch with tears as her son was consumed by the flames of the underworld. She truly regretted not being able to do anything, since once you cross either of the two gates, you are condemned to be there forever. Yunko was already in front of the door, her body was already being consumed by the fire, only her head was missing, so she extended her hand towards the doorknob and turned it, making it open. Yunko. Goodbye, mother, thank you for all the love you gave me, and goodbye Springtrap. I hope you achieve your goal. Izuku, thank you for being my role model. Thus Yunko entered the underworld, and upon crossing completely through the door, it slammed shut. Gin simply fell to his knees and began to cry uncontrollably, knowing he would never see him like this again or spend time with him as they used to. Since both hell and heaven strictly forbid angels and demons from seeing each other, Jin lied to his son, saying he wouldn't be seeing him. It was a lie, but a lie to make Yunko happy, thinking his mother would be watching him all the time. The Grim Reaper, who was watching everyone, had shed a few tears. Grim Reaper, this is the part I hate most about my job. Chapter 15. Is this the end? Re-edited. Hawks. Take cover. More titans are coming. Out of nowhere, some buildings were destroyed by 2 titans. Robot. Humans, please stop this fight and surrender. Hawks. Shit, this isn't good, we're falling like flies. Urko. Yes, if we continue at this rate, the other governments will be forced to bomb the entire city with us inside. Midnight. We need to regroup. Midnight was pierced by a saw belonging to a female android. Android. Your attempts at fighting are completely absurd, humans. You'd better surrender now. Kamui Woods was going to help her, but he was grabbed by the neck and thrown to the ground by a 6-armed robot. Android. No, it's not good to get involved in fights you weren't asked for, so you'd better die. The 6-armed android began repeatedly stabbing Kamui Woods, who could only scream in pain. Ryukyo. Shit, this isn't good. Ryukyo is fighting a mechanized dragon that is slightly taller than her. Ryukyo was about to attack again, but the dragon grabbed her by the neck and began slamming her against the ground as if she were a rag doll. Endeavor. Why don't you burn yourself up, you bucking tin can? Sir. I regret that I cannot comply with that order, but my master has programmed me to kill anyone who opposes him, and you are one of them. Curse. For a robot, you have good fighting moves and good handling of that spear. Android. I appreciate your compliments, but that won't save you from your future death, hahaha. In Ship 1. This will take place at the same time that Yunko is cursing Raiden and A2. Izuku. I won't repeat myself, surrender peacefully or I'll make you surrender myself. Springtrap. I don't think you understand yet, Izuku. There's no turning back now. There's only one more step to achieve my goal. Izuku. And what is that final plan, if I may ask? Springtrap. Oh, you'll find out very soon, Izuku. Ultron, you know what to do. Ultron. Yes, father. Ultron shed his physical form, leaving only the nanobots, which went to Springtrap and began to cover him. Now Ultron had a new appearance. Now Izuku, you can call me Ultron Spring. Izuku. Damn, it's a good thing A2 and Raiden got to fight the easiest one. Izuku. Well, if that's how it's going to be, then armor, I summon you. Izuku was also surrounded by nanobots, and when it was over he could be seen wearing his new armor. He drew his sword made of lava, which was beginning to glow so hot that the heat could be felt on it. Ultron Spring copied the same action as Izuku, but his sword was made of pure negative energy, so much so that it emanated red rays from it. Ultron Spring. One will emerge victorious. Izuku. And the other one will fall. Ultron Spring. Was the first to launch towards Izuku. Izuku reacted quickly and blocked Ultron Spring's attack. Ultron Spring, in a swift movement, recovered and did another one, just like Izuku, making their clashes with their swords consecutive. Ultron Spring disappeared in a burst of speed and reappeared behind Izuku, ready to cut off his head. Luckily, Izuku quickly turned around, blocking the attack and continuing their sword fight. Ultron Spring. Hahaha, you haven't lost your touch yet, have you, Izuku? Izuku. And you're not bad at fighting for an old man. Ultron Spring. 2 heads are better than 1, Izuku. Ultron Spring, in a swift movement, snatched the sword from his hands and took the opportunity to cut him in the stomach. Izuku. Og, you miserable piece of shit, you're going to pay for this. Izuku, in a swift movement, drew his sword towards him and luckily blocked the attack, leading to another sword duel. Ultron Spring. What are you trying to do, Izuku? Just blocking my attacks. I'm getting bored of this. Izuku. You know, there's something called distraction, my dear friend. Izuku disappeared in a burst of speed and appeared as Ultron Spring, punching him in the face and leaving him stunned. Taking advantage of this, Izuku gave him another, more powerful blow. Not content with that, Izuku grabbed him by a tentacle and slammed him against the wall. Once he slammed him against the wall, he grabbed him again and threw him into the air. Izuku jumped to his level, ready to knock him down again with one blow, but Ultron Spring reacted quickly and punched Izuku, but prevented Izuku from hitting him back. They both fell to the floor, somewhat exhausted. Ultron Spring. Let me tell you, you took me by surprise, Izuku. Izuku. And you don't fight at all, but it's a shame that all this has to end. Raiden, A2, surely stopped Yunko, and right now your machine army should have stopped. Ultron Spring. I think you're wrong, Izuku, because my machines are still working. I even received news that several missiles were launched towards all of Latin America. Izuku? What are you talking about? Izuku was going to communicate with A2, but Ultron Spring stops him. Ultron Spring. If you're going to contact A2, let me tell you that it won't be possible. When I was trying to talk to Yunko to see how everything was going and saw that he wasn't answering me, I knew something had happened. Ultron Spring. And when I saw the cameras of the second one, I got a big surprise. Izuku. And what was that surprise that? The screen lit up, showing what we had already seen. Raiden, scattered all over the ground, A2, split in half and riddled with holes, and Yunko with some of her pieces missing due to disintegration. Izuku. No, 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 this can't be. Ultron Spring. If so, Izuku, Raiden, A2 and Yunko are all dead. Izuku. A2, Raiden, I'll kill you, you damned wretch. Ultron Spring pointed its tentacles in the direction of Izuku so that they would pierce through him. Izuku was quick and summoned his lava sword and began to cut all the tentacles that were coming towards him. Ultron Spring. Just give up, Izuku. You can't beat me. My machines are gaining ground. You'd better surrender right now. Izuku. Not a chance, I'm giving up. I'll kill you myself along with these two damn ships. Kineto Sen no Hakai Tiki Kato, 100,000 destructive cuts. Izuku launched several slashes into the air and as he finished, all the slashes went in multiple directions towards the ship, destroying it in the process. Some of those slashes went towards the Ultron Spring board. He got in the way, but ended up cut to pieces and the board was destroyed by the slashes. Outside of Ship 1. It could be seen, but its protective shield was destroyed and explosions began to emerge from it both outside and inside and the turbines suddenly shut down. Causing it to begin falling, it fell on top of Ship 2, taking it with it towards Earth. When both ships crashed onto the hard ground, they shut down and with them all the robots, titans, and androids. Sergeant. The two motherships have fallen, I repeat, they have fallen, and with them the robots are shutting down. Endeavors. Something must have happened for the ships to do that. Something or someone must have sabotaged them. Paraser. Wait, something is coming out of the first ship. Almight. Nightblood. That's right, Izuku was leaving the ship with his armor somewhat destroyed and half of his helmet destroyed, but a red dot appeared on Izuku's forehead, indicating that a sniper had him in his sights. But out of nowhere, Izuku is attacked by Ultron Spring, who had regenerated rapidly. Izuku. No, I had killed you. Ultron Spring. Izuku, I always come back, and stronger than ever. Almight. You too, stop right now. Endeavor. You are under arrest. The government will decide what to do with you. Ultron Spring. Do you really think this is the end for me? I'll be the one to decide my end. Ha 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 ha. Ultron Spring began to manifest his negative energy in the form of red rays, placed his hands on the ground, and a great current of negative energy swept through the entire area. Mount Lady. What was it all about? Out of nowhere, a titan punches her in the face. Several robots, androids, and titans are powered up again. Ultron Spring. Well, while they're busy with my creations, you and I will resume our battle. Izuku. I'm only going to say one thing. Ari, now. Out of nowhere, a diamond stake is driven into Ultron Spring's chest. Ultron Spring. Ah, what the hell attacked me? Izuku. You know, you weren't the only one who knows how to make well thought out plans. The KDA appear from atop the ships, leap to the ground on their feet, and stand beside Izuku. Ultron Spring. But as I saw myself on the cameras, they told him they never wanted to see him again. Izuku. Well, let me tell you. Flashback. Izuku. So you want me to stay away from you? Evelyn. That's right, we understood that at any moment you could kill us in a fit of rage. Izuku. And the others agree with this, Kaisa, Akali, they agree with what Evelyn says. Akali. I agree with Evelyn. Kaisa. Me too. Izuku. And what about Ari? She hasn't given her opinion. Evelyn. He'll understand, she doesn't need to be here to give her opinion, so please leave and don't make this any harder. Izuku. If that's what you want, then goodbye forever. Izuku turned around and left through the door, leaving the girls alone. Out of nowhere, the cameras in the room started malfunctioning, causing a short circuit and shutting down. The door opens again and Izuku peeks his head in. Izuku. They've all been destroyed. Evelyn. Safe room, you can go in now, Izuku. Izuku returns and enters the room. Izuku. Good acting, girls, even I almost believed it. Akali. Izuku, we're not idols for nothing. Kaisa. We're getting off topic. What's your plan, Izuku? Izuku. The plan is, A2 and I are going to infiltrate both ships, which you will take advantage of, and enter with me on Ship 1, where you will plant some bombs. Akali. Okay, but how are you going to convince A2? Izuku. Don't worry, I've already planned everything for that, and when I've managed to convince him, we'll meet at his house to talk about the plan in more detail. Time skips. Izuku. Okay, A2, we're here. A2. Izuku, can you tell me what we do in a mansion? Izuku. You said you could endure any place as long as you had a refuge, right? A2. Yes, and now I'm already regretting my words. Izuku rings the doorbell, which is quickly opened by Ari, who hugs Izuku. Ari. Izuku, you have no idea how much I missed you. I'm so glad you're back. A2. Yes, I'm already regretting what I said. Wait a minute, didn't they tell Izuku that he's not coming near you guys anymore? Evelyn peeks out her head. Evelyn. So you're A2, nice to meet you, I'm Evelyn. A2. Nice to meet you too, but can you tell me what's going on here? Evelyn. We'll explain everything inside, come in. A2, with no other option, had to go in. When Izuku saw that Ari didn't want to let go of him, he had to carry her inside, closing the door with his foot. Once inside the house. A2. So all that's part of your plan to defeat Springtrap, well count me and my brother in. Izuku. I'm glad to know that all of this will finally come to an end. A2. If that's all, we'd better go to sleep. I'm a little sleepy. Everyone left the room and went straight to their bedrooms. 2:54 a.m. Izuku was getting out of bed because he was a little thirsty, so he went to the kitchen for some water. But she saw the bathroom light on and heard crying, so she went to see what was happening. And he could see Ari with her head down in front of a covered mirror. Izuku. Ari, are you okay? Upon hearing Izuku's voice, Ari became alarmed and acted as if nothing had happened. Ari. Izuku, what are you doing here so late at night? Izuku. I just came for a glass of water, what are you doing here too? Ari. Me, nothing, I just came to see what brand this shampoo is, since it's running out, you know, girl problem. Izuku. Waking up around 2 in the morning just to come and see what brand of shampoo was. Ari. Yes, that's right. Izuku. Ari, don't take me for an idiot. Ari. What are you talking about, Izuku? I would never take you for an idiot. Izuku didn't say anything and just walked over to where Ari was. Izuku. Ari, I love you. Ari. I already know. Izuku. I love you. Ari. I already know, Izuku. Izuku. No, Ari, I love you. Ari. Izuku, please stop. Izuku. I love you. Ari. Izuku, I beg you to please stop. Izuku. I truly love you, Ari. Ari, I can't take it anymore, hug Izuku, she started to cry on his chest. Izuku. Ari, let it all go. Ari continued until she fell asleep, so Izuku had to carry her to the room. He laid her down on his bed, and just as he was about to leave, Ari suddenly grabbed his arm and pulled him onto the bed, then climbed on top of him. Izuku. Ari, what the heck are you doing? He couldn't finish because her had started kissing him. Izuku didn't know what to do, so instead of swimming against the current, he let himself be carried away by her and continued the kiss. Suddenly the door is opened by Evelyn, and behind her were Kaisa, Akali, and A2. Izuku. Girls, what's going on here? Evelyn. Isn't it obvious, Izuku? We came to catch up and it seems Ari beat us to it. Izuku. A2 you too. A2. I also want to catch up with them. After all, we're all going to be living together, right? And what better way to get along than with my new friends? Izuku. Well, if you all agree, that's fine. Now we can see that A2 was being penetrated in her vagina by Izuku, while her anus was being penetrated by Akali with a dildo that she held with a belt. Ari and Kaisa were sucking A2's tits while she was being kissed by Evelyn. End of flashback. The hex and bathroom parts weren't included, only part of their plan, and that's as far as it went. I felt weird writing the hex part. Ultron Spring. So, the con artist ended up getting conned, what irony. Hahaha. Izuku. You fall here and now, Ultron Spring. Izuku summons his sword again, and the girls activate their quirks. Ultron Spring. You still don't understand, do you, Izuku? I will be the only one who decides my end. Ultron Spring does the same thing as Izuku, summoning his sword again. Izuku. Girls, you know what to do, as agreed. The girls high. Izuku lunged at Ultron Spring, and they had another sword fight. Ari appeared next to Ultron Spring, with a bow ready to send 3 diamond arrows at him. Ultron Spring noticed this quickly, so he kicked Izuku, opening his mouth which began to emit a glow, indicating that he was going to fire. Then 2 kind of mini flying speakers appeared next to Ari. Kaisa. Sonic Wave at 20. The 2 mini speakers sent a sonic wave towards Ultron Spring, stunning him with the sound. Ari took advantage of this and fired her 3 arrows at Ultron Spring, one hitting him in the ribs, another in the shoulder, and the last in the neck. Ultron Spring. Ah, you damn bitch, you'll learn to respect your elders. Izuku. You'll respect her, you bastard. Izuku appeared behind Ultron Spring, giving him a diagonal cut with his sword. Ultron Spring didn't care about the pain, turned around, and prepared his sword to decapitate Izuku. Bakali appeared next to Springtrap and cut off his hand, the one holding his sword, with her mini scythe, and with a kunai she inserted it into his eye, piercing it completely. Ultron Spring. Ah, damn script power. Perfect, everything's going according to plan. I just need them to deliver the final blow, and the world will finally be mine. Evelyn. Guys, you'd better move aside, I'm coming. Evelyn appeared in front of Ultron Spring, and with her claws tore open Ultron Spring's chest. Not content with that, she inserted her two tails, which had needles at the end, into Ultron Spring. Evelyn. Spikes of hate. Suddenly, the spikes on Evelyn's tails began to glow to such an extent that they began to emanate purple rays. Evelyn. This is for ruining our entire lives, you damn lunatic. Evelyn began electrocuting Ultron Spring. Ultron Spring. Even though everything is going well, the process is painful. Evelyn stopped electrocuting Ultron Spring, pulled out her spikes, and Ultron Spring fell to his knees, smoking from the shocks Evelyn had given him. Izuku. Your end has come, Ultron Spring. Last words to say. Ultron Spring. I don't regret anything. Izuku, with his hands, pierced Ultron Spring's chest, specifically where his heart was, pulled out his hand with the heart and squeezed it to the point of disemboweling it. Izuku. This is for A2 and for Raiden. Ultron Spring. You should have blown my head off. As he uttered his last sentence, Ultron Spring shut down and began to slowly undress, taking the robots, androids, and titans with him. Izuku. Finally, this damn nightmare is over. Ari. It's good that now. Ari's ears suddenly perked up, puzzled by the others. Evelyn. Ari, honey, are you okay? Ari. Izuku, be careful. Ari pushed Izuku where he was and a bullet pierced Ari's skull, causing her to fall dead. Izuku. No. Isa. Ari. Isa went to Ari's body and held it in her arms, weeping over her lifeless body. Bakali fell to her knees and began to cry. She watched as her friend and sister died in front of her and couldn't stop herself. Evelyn didn't know what to do. It all happened so fast. Izuku watched as one of his loves died. He had already lost A2, and now he had lost Ari. At that moment, Izuku heard weapons being reloaded and quirks being activated. Looking ahead, he saw the militia and the heroes aiming at them. Izuku. What the hell is wrong with you? Why did you do that? She didn't have to die. Endeavor. It's not my fault she got involved. If they don't want to die, they'd better surrender. Bakali. You guys killed Ari, you'll pay with your lives. Military 123. Sir, we have received orders to kill the traitors and take William Afton's first creation alive. Endeavor. Good, very good. I want you to kill the traitors and neutralize Nightblood. Izuku was about to attack, but he was shot and enveloped in an electric net that began to give him electric shocks. The more he moved, the stronger the shock became. Evelyn. Izuku. They were going to help him, but then they were riddled with bullets, killing them instantly. Izuku. No. The girls had fallen dead to the hard ground of what was once a city, and blood began to flow from their lifeless bodies, staining them with blood. Izuku began to move erratically across the ground, and the electrical discharges were increasing, but Izuku didn't care. Endeavor. Very well, knock the subject out and bring him here. Two soldiers were approaching Izuku, and when he was about to knock him out with the butt of his weapon, Izuku unleashed a blast of fire from his mouth, burning them both. The soldiers' cries of agony were immediate. Izuku. I'll kill them all. Izuku was quickly surrounded by nanobots. The heroes and soldiers didn't hesitate and attacked, but it didn't work. And the mass of nanobots kept increasing until they became larger than all the titans that were switched off. Endeavor. What the hell? Once the mass of nanobots had grown large enough, a gigantic figure began to appear. It looked like some kind of dinosaur. Once the nanobots disappeared, its true nature became clear, and it was Mechagodzilla. Endeavor. What are you waiting for? Don't just stay there. Mechagodzilla suddenly began to fire its atomic breath from its mouth, pulverizing everything in front of it. SOLDIER 153. Damn, our bullets and quirks aren't working, sir. HERO 123. Look, there comes the Air Force to help us. But then one of the small planes is knocked down by the atomic breath. Mount Lady. I'll take care of distracting him. Mount Lady was about to deliver a direct blow to Mechagodzilla, but Mecha was faster and impaled Mount Lady with his double blade. Wanting more than just a bite, Mecha tore off part of his neck, making Mount Lady scream in pain. Fed up with his screams, Mecha bit back at the spot where he had torn it off and fired his atomic beam again, exploding him into 1,000 pieces and scattering his blood and guts all over the place. Once Mechagodzilla dealt with Mount Lady, it launched missiles from its back in the direction of the planes, eliminating them all. Endeavor. What is that thing? From Endeavor's eye, he could see Mechagodzilla staring at him, and then he fired his atomic beam towards where he was standing. Time skips. Now the whole place was filled with Ashen and dismembered bodies, and Izuku could be seen in his normal form with his head down. But suddenly the titans, robots, and androids powered up again and began to walk while regenerating. The two ships behind Izuku reignited and began to rise. Izuku? What the hell is happening? Ultron Spring is dead. This isn't possible. Suddenly, Izuku receives a message. It's a live news report, so he clicks it. Reporter. Attention everyone. It has been reported that technology worldwide has been malfunctioning, and robots emerging from the ground are beginning to attack anyone who is human, while holding a flag with the image of a robotic rabbit with human flesh, the same image our technology is projecting. Izuku stops the transmission because that same image was Springtrap. Was that his plan, to let himself die in order to transfer his consciousness to the whole world? Izuku. He won no matter how hard I tried to stop him, he ended up winning, and the worst part is that I was the one who helped him win. Izuku Evelyn, images of her begin to appear in his head of how he used to spend time with her and the times they had fun modeling. Izuku. Akali, memories of the times they had fun together when he helped her train and when he accompanied her to eat ramen with the others. Izuku Kaisa, the times he and Kaisa had fun singing together at the top of their lungs and trying on different hairstyles. Izuku Ari, memories of him and Ari having fun playing video games and how she would ask him to comb her tails and how she would make cute noises when he petted her. Izuku A2, memories of the first time he met her, their first date, their first time, the first time he saw her smile, the nights they spent together talking about their past lives and laughing at their misfortunes. Izuku Evelyn Akali Kaisa Ari A2 we love you Izuku. Izuku. End. Post-credit scene. Universe 155. Nezu. Are you sure that machine is ready? Almight. If it's the dimensional one, he's ready to take us to a dimension where we've won. Let's talk to one of us in that dimension so he can tell us how to defeat Ultron Spring once and for all. Nezu. And who's going? Almight. Well, Hearsehead, Endeavor, Midnight and KDA are going to be there. Nezu. Let's hope this plan goes perfectly. Almight. You reassured me, Director Nezu. You'll see, this plan will work perfectly and this war will come to an end. Nezu. Let's hope so, God willing. Now this beautiful story is over. I'll see you in my new story that I'm going to write. Don't miss it. Goodbye. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.